Oh, hello everyone. Welcome in. I hope this looks right. I'm always like, is this right? Is this good? I think so. My light that I have added underneath, I made a little cone for it. So we'll see if that helps. It looks pretty good, I think. It's like really far up today. So that looks pretty okay. I'm using the big hoop today because I was too lazy. I was too lazy to go and take my coffee break out of the other hoop because I was still doing some back stitch and I was enjoying it, weirdly enough. Let me keep adjusting a tiny bit so I can actually see what the screen looks like and keep it out of the... How does that look? I think that's okay. I'm thinking this light might need to... The underlight. Oh, wait, and I hit it. Let's try that. Okay, so, well, hi Michelle, welcome in. I was doing stuff. I was like trying to get everything ready. Oh, and I got the thread stuck in the hoop. Oh, that's okay. I'll just cut it. Oh, no, I got it out. Lucky me. So we have a newly adult grumpiness in the other room. And he hears me. He's like, I'm just being good. You are, Biscuit. You are. So let's see. I'll show you what I'm working on today. We had a little poll. Wait, that was the wrong one. Oops. Hold on. We had a poll, and there was only one vote for coffee break. Oh, I have this as 1/1 on Saga, so it's very it blows out if you put it farther out because it's very light because the mock-up doesn't show it as if it's like far away. I had the fan on for a few minutes because it's humid today. It's not. I mean, it's not like it's really hot or anything. It's just completely humid after showering and all of that. Okay, so in this one I'm working on the right side, and I had started it in diagonals and then I was kind of freaking out about it, so I stopped. But I'm going back to diagonals because now I like it. And so I'm going to change my diagonal colors a little bit. I often will change things to, I often change the colors to match. Sometimes I think, oh, I like this one better and I'll change it. But lately I've been doing it a certain way, and so I'm going to stick with that. So there's that. And I will do my diagonal box, and yeah, that's already green. I really like that. I really like that bright green. It's easier to see. But I'm gonna change my other. Let's see. Ooh, like a deep purple might be fun. We'll go with that for now. Okay. And let's see. So what I'm thinking is, if we look at this, I have worked down to row 40. So what I might do is, there's a couple of stitches in this diagonal, but I think I'll start at the top. I'm looking at it and it looks like it needs to start at the top. So we'll fix the diagonal. And how I figured out the best way to do it is make it like 40 by, or what do you call it? 20 by 20. And then adjust it to how you want it sometimes. So you can adjust it in. And then when you get to this point where you can't adjust it anymore, then you can, see where the 1 is, you can take the 1 and push it down until it's where you want it. I want it to be higher than that though. So this one's actually, I'm gonna fix this again. Whoops, where's the line? Oh wait, the line is there. Okay, now I see. Sometimes it doesn't want to like fasten. So I've been getting better at this. I've kind of figured out that if I push, well now it's fine. So like here there's a 1. If I push the 1, then it will slide into place. And there's only a little bit of colors left on that one. So let's say hi to everybody. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Laura. Yeah, there was only 1 vote. So yeah, but I did work on it and I'm going to work on it later. And hi, Nikki. And hi, Malin. And you're working from the office today. And yeah, everyone's saying hi. So welcome in. Let me know if it looks okay, sounds okay. And I am going to, actually, I'm going to take my needle board that needs cleaning, I think. I need to go through and like fix all the threads so that they're not all different lengths or something. But it's really handy to have, so you know. And it looks like I have I can't see. 3655 or 3865. Ooh, yeah. No numbers for me today. It's only a short one. So I figured that was only a short one, but I wanted to make sure. So this, last time I did it by blocks, but you know, as I said, I'm really, really liking the diagonal. Alex, don't go to sleep, okay, baby? You're relaxing, okay. Yeah, he's already been asleep. What? Yes, I know. You're not supposed to be. It is okay. Okay. As long as you say it's okay. And what I'm going to do, since I need so much of this white, I'm going to take 1 thread and I'll split it in half and put a needle up on the needle board at the same time, because I didn't have smaller pieces of this color. I guess I used them. And I haven't cut any new ones. And great, thank you for letting me know. So we were discussing the little chat on Discord earlier, and I turned it on. I mean, anybody can turn it on. You know, if you feel like chatting, you just go in there and you just you join voice, and we'll see you there, and you know, anybody can do it. But I wanted to show you guys that it's possible. And so I joined, but then Shelly had to leave, and Janelle was going to come back, but then she said she didn't. So, and I had to go take a shower. So yeah, but you know, it's a fun little thing that we can do at times if you're interested. You know, like when you're stitching and you kind of don't want to, you might not want to type while you're stitching. I know that happens sometimes for me. I use voice to text a lot, so let me put another hole in that. In my board, there was only one hole there. Let's see if I can do it without making a mess. Okay. So, yeah, so I started doing the back stitch on coffee break earlier, and it was pretty cool. And I thought I saw somebody else come in. Okay, never mind. It was looking really good, and I noticed I have another one called Dictionary Coffee that I'm working on. And the back stitch on that, it's a Bothy threads, and the back stitch on that is just weird. Like, you got to do a bunch of stuff to make it. I mean, it's, I mean, I guess if you're into it being fancy, then it's okay. But I was over it. Like, I don't want it to be like this. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I'm just making sure I'm in the right spot. Because the lines are, oh, that's another thing I'll do. Wait a minute. I'll change this because it's black. And if I change it to, it didn't let me do that. Oh, I know why. I was like, why won't it let me change that? Change those for a little bit brighter, then I can see them better. Oh, there we go. This is the thing about Saga. There's so many little things you can tweak to make it easier to work with. So I'm using my bigger hoop right now, so we'll see. I may have to adjust just to make it comfortable. I have it quite far up, and like, it's okay, but my arms might get tired. I think I really like that other size hoop. And it's not the thick rim, like this one's got a thick rim, and I really like the thick rim ones. They hold really nicely. But I'm finding that for the Nerge hoops, the wooden Nerge hoops, they don't really need it to be thicker, which is really nice. They hold really well. The only place that I notice is like when you first start a project and you're you just have fabric, there's no work in your hoop, that where the screw is can be a little, like, you have to screw it in really far. And I think that's with any of the hoops. And so what I found was I could put a couple layers of felt right there, and it snugs it up really nice. And then it's not putting too much pressure on the screw. So I like that. So there is, oh, okay, I'm going all the way down on this. It's hard to see, I know, it's white. It looks like it's like off-white. I mean, it's like a weird, it looks almost gray. It's probably just the lighting. I think I missed that hole. It's like a little bit far away. No. Like I said before, I wear 2 pairs of glasses. I have 3 pairs of glasses. I have reading glasses, computer glasses, and distance glasses because I have trouble with. I need to have progressives, and I had trouble adjusting to them, and so I prefer just switching glasses. And it's just easier to see. I think I messed that up. It's like really hard to see that. I'll go back and get it. I didn't mess it up, but my diagonal was not correct. So sometimes the, oh, I know what I did. I didn't cross that one up there. Yeah, okay. So I couldn't see it. So sometimes I have been using my reading glasses like almost all the time lately, because around the house I can't really use my distance glasses. They're, it's really hard to see. And then my computer glasses broke, and while I was waiting for my computer glasses, I got used to wearing my reading glasses around, and I was using them for everything. I'm extremely nearsighted, so it was like it was fine. And they're not even really good for like reading. I have to most of the time take my glasses off to read because I see better that way. Anyway, so I've been trying to get used to the computer glasses because they are better around the house in general purpose glasses, all around purpose glasses. And so there, it's like that fine line between too far and too close. So I'm still adjusting to them. They feel different than my old ones, and my old ones I wore all the time. My old computer glasses. So, and hi Shelly, and Mandy, and Renee, welcome in, and Janine. Hey, all you're here, great. The felt is a great solution. I've been tightening it too much before, and it ruins the fastenings on the hoop. Yeah, and I've broken a screw already because I tighten it so tight because I like my stuff really, really tight. Like even now, it's okay. It's a little more spongy than I would probably like. I probably would have pulled it a little harder, but I probably needed a little bit more felt. This fabric is quite pliable, and but I remember when I was working on my Haidesal last year, I used this hoop, and it was amazing how well it held it. And I had been struggling the whole year with figuring out better things. I had it in a scroll frame for a really long time, and that worked. It was perfect. But then every time I had to scroll it up, I had to reposition get the tension right again, and I was having trouble where I was sitting. And it was hurting my back, and it was getting to the point where I just didn't want to work on it anymore. So I was like, I got to do something. This is not working. And so I decided, Yogi was talking about how she had her hoops and that they were working really well. And I thought, I'm going to try it. I mean, what do I have to lose? I mean, money. And I think what I'm going to do is I want my thread back up at the top. I know there's more down here. Actually, let's do that. I'll do that. Let me mark these stitches. Oh, and I didn't start a sprint, but that's okay. We are okay with that. Let's see. This is gonna go. Wait, I could do that. I didn't mean to work down that far, but it's where I'm gonna go with it. I wasn't gonna work down that far. But I guess I did. Okay, and then I want to what? Let's do that stitch. Okay. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna move it down, and there's a few stitches right here in this diagonal that need to be done. So I will move it down and do them. Let me double check where I'm going. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And also, I was doing one piece of felt, and I felt like it wasn't enough. I have 2 pieces now. Well, it's one piece that's folded in half, but it's a quite a thin piece of felt, and I think that it needs more than that because it closes up the fastener so much that it's just going to make it weak. Also, if you're using Nurge wooden hoops and you have trouble getting it to screw in and out, what I found was that I removed the screw, unscrewed it all the way, and I put a little bit of beeswax on the threads, on the thread screws, and it helped so much. So highly recommend. What you doing, baby?
My tablet charged.
Yeah, it's a good idea. You charge your tablet.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome very much. You're so polite today.
Huh?
You're so polite today.
Happy.
You're happy. Okay, I'm glad. Yeah, we're struggling today. Jeez, man, he's got keen hearing. Hi. Yeah, you're okay, sweetie. And there's this one. And then I'm just gonna park it over here for now. Just do that. Oh, yeah, see, that cleans it up really nice. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. And, okay. So, and I just noticed that the screen is a little, let me flatten it out a little bit. And the magnifier. Okay. Okay, so let me unselect this so it's maybe a little easier to see. So let's do this. I'll reposition it so it's back. Actually, you know what? We'll go out and we'll use a pattern that doesn't have anything in it. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we'll use Yumiko, which is waiting for me to start. I have the fabric, I have everything. I wanted to restart it. Okay, so here you see that. Okay, so first of all, let's take the box away, right? And the first thing I want to do is I want to set up the diagonals. So, and I'm starting on the right side, and I want the second diagonal. Now, if you're working from the bottom up, you want this one, the first one. But, you know, that's okay. So, and then I usually change the color because I like to see it. And I find that bright usually works when you're working on the colors. Okay, wait, okay. So that's how you do that. And then once you have that, it's easier to align your box. Wait, I just... So, okay, so oh wait, I could open it in the other window. Hold on a second, let me open it on the other window. I just realized I could make it bigger. Okay, let me know if you can see that. Okay. It says it's behind. Okay. So, do you see that okay? I personally, Madeline, I personally do not like the plastic nurse hoops. They do not hold my fabric tight enough. I really dislike it. And I have a bunch of them. They don't hold the fabric well enough for me. You know, some people like them, but I like my fabric like drum tight, and the wooden ones work really great. But as I said, I would definitely use some felt on those as well. Okay, so you see the display box, and I usually do display size. It doesn't really matter, but it kind of helps to know you've got the right stuff. So I want the middle one, and I click display size, and then I've already changed it to that green that I like. So I'll leave it there. And here where this gray is, you can lighten it and darken it. So like if you don't want to see that, you know, you want to see it but not like super a lot, you can make that darker so that you're less tempted to work outside the diagonal maybe. There that option for the box. Okay. So here, I'll do it again. So when you click the box up here, you know, it's right next to the smiley face. So if you look at the top, right, you see how it gets blue up there? So if you long press it, so hold it in, then this comes up. And that has the color and the area. So you can also do the teeth, the zigzag one, which I'm not doing on here. I'm going to do diagonals. And next time I work on the Golden Gate Bridge, I'll show you guys more on the feathering. I use the feathering one for that. Nikki, I found that I use this spring hoop right now for my Gaza is Kind piece, and it works okay, and it works in my stand as well, which is really good. But I find where this, you know, the little spring part is, the handles came off for one thing, and so they come off when I'm trying to put it on there, and it gets a little gap. Same with the other thing. So once you have that done, you press OK, and so now you see I want to take and I want to make my box big enough so that it will, you know, you're going to make it bigger than what you want, because you're going to hopefully, let me double check and make sure that's locked. Okay, it is locked. Whoops. I hit the bucket instead. Okay, yeah, there we go. So now once you have your box big enough, then you see the little carrots at the end. So these right here, this little green carrot in the corner, you want to push that in until you get where you want. And so for this box, I'm only going to be able to push it till there because of how big it is. So we'll say that I'm going to use that diagonal, and then I'll take this other one and I'll push it towards it. And actually this time it let me do it exactly. So if I only wanted one square, then I would continue doing this and this and this one here. And so I would do that until it's where I want it. And then when you have it where you want it, I would lock it. And that also helps if you're parking outside of the box, because if you try to park in any of the corners or where the numbers are, it won't let you. It's like hard to park. I mean, you can do it, but sometimes it'll try to think you can't do it. I usually use the lasso as well because it's just easier. So I'll use the lasso and go like that, and then park a thread, and then undo the lasso. It depends. So it depends how lazy I am. I find the lasso is just super easy, so I use it often. If I want to stitch something outside the box, like I see a color here. So like say I'm working on, let's see, this one. I'm working on this stitch. Oh, I don't have this set up. Hold on a second. Let me make it thicker so you can actually see it. So say I'm working on this, this symbol, and I want to maybe stitch a stitch outside the box and then park it up at the top. I might go like this. I might circle that stitch, stitch it. I have it locked. So stitch it, then undo it, and then park it. And it's locked, so it should let me park it. There you go. So I often do that. And I also turn the S off so that I can tell if something is already done. So it's kind of a, yeah, it's like how you feel, how you want it to be, is what you do. And so like while I'm here, I will fix this. Oh wait, I locked it. I'll fix this since I'm here to work in this top corner. And I would probably, so here I can't push this carrot in the center. I have to do the one. So push the one in until it's where it wants to be, usually. I may have to, there, okay, and there. So sometimes you have to fiddle around with the edges until you get it where you want it. So now I'm ready to start this pattern when I get to it. I have the fabric and all that stuff. I actually was like 2% done or something. I had almost the whole row across done, and it was intense stitch, and I really didn't like it. So I decided to start over. So, but all of these buttons you can, oh yeah, I forgot to do a sprint. Let me do that real quick. It's only 25 stitches. Oh, I only have 216 stitches to go. Okay, well, we'll do a goal. Okay, so here's a goal, and I want an even number, so I'm going to say 215 stitches because I like the even numbers. And I don't want it to repeat, so I will leave that unchecked and okay. And now it's ready to do the goal, and I'll close it because I'm not getting there anytime soon. So I hope that helps. Do you have any other questions about that? Hi, Busy Mom. Let me know, because I can always I really like doing this. Wait, let me make sure I got the right one. I'm a weaving teacher, so I am often, it's a, a thing that I do. I teach. And so I'm quite used to, it's like second nature kind of thing, especially with textiles. So here we have one thread that I missed last time. That's right. So, and it's like I'll turn anything into a learning moment. It's kind of funny like that. Actually, it looks like I've stitched that. Let me make sure where it's at, because here's all of this. This looks like, that looks like the T. Okay, so this one's already done, actually. Okay, so let me put that one back. I didn't need that one. And I don't mind it. I think that the more people who want to use Saga, the better, because it's an awesome program. I love it. Okay, so this one I have 3 stitches here. So I'm actually just gonna go and do them because there's only 3 of them, and if I have it on the board, and if I don't, then I will have it on the board. Let me see what my board looks like. It's 646. Okay, no, don't have it on the board. Oh, thank you. Well, so the thing is that, so I'm American, and so English is my first language, obviously. But I teach weaving in Swedish. And so I've learned that I have to, if I have to explain something in English, I have to enunciate and be clear and slow. And that's the same for, the pot in the other room who has big ears and will get angry if I say the name. You know what I mean? And so, I've always had to be super, what they call in Swedish, tydlig, which means, clear, like you have to speak clearly and distinctly so that people understand you. And I learned that I had to do that when I moved to Sweden because, people, almost everybody learns Swedish here in Sweden, or learns English in Sweden, But, it's book English, or it could also be, it could be British English. My ex, he actually had an American teacher, so he had a little bit of both. But, a lot of times they're not practicing it, so they might, and it's the same for me. If I'm not practicing Swedish, if I don't know what the words are, then, if someone says a word, I'm going to get stuck on it, and that happens. So if I say a slang word to somebody who might not be familiar with it, it will derail them to the point where they can't follow the conversation. And so you have to speak clearly and distinctly. So I remember when I went back home, my brothers were all like, wow, you talk so proper now. I was like, I always talked proper. I was like, what are you talking about? I hadn't even realized that I had changed my speech pattern that much. But, like when I'm teaching weaving, I have to, oh, no, I hate when that happens. I just pulled up some thread from the back. Let me see if I can, oh man. Let me pull that out. See if I can pull it out. Like if I don't say something properly, then they're going to be like, huh? Which happens. It happens a lot. This is not good. Damn it. I hate when that, you know what? I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cut that off because I know it's fastened in there. One of the ladies, when I used to teach weaving, when I first came to Sweden, I taught weaving for the seeing impaired. And what did I do? Oh, I took the needle off. And I had only lived here maybe a year when I started that. And these ladies, oh, they were so awesome. They would joke with me if I'd say something wrong. But they were also super understanding. If I didn't understand something, they would help me. I learned Swedish by teaching weaving because I knew what the weaving terms were. So it helped me a lot. And I did that for 8 years. And I still miss them. But they would do stuff like they would joke with me like, like, oh, you said that wrong or something like that. And I would be like, if you keep making fun of me, I'm going to just keep speaking English. and then we'd all laugh because it was funny, But the thing was, even as if how old they were, most of them understood enough English to get by. If I didn't understand enough to say something, I could say it in English and somebody could figure it out. There was one lady who I'm not sure where she worked, but her English was really good. Like, she didn't speak really good English, but she understood really well. Renee says, you're very good at explaining things in an understandable way. Thank you. It really means a lot to me. And Michelle says, teaching is such a gift. You are a very good teacher, very patient, always learn something new from your live streams. Thank you. That is, and this is called Pricks Everywhere. And it's a little bit of a double entendre. And Renee said, some teachers don't get clarity, LOL. They just like to hear their own brilliance. Exactly. But your background makes you natural, especially when teaching something that you're passionate about. Exactly. Hold on a second. I'll show you what this is because it is super adorable. Well, it's cheeky. Oh, and it's not. Hold on a second. It's not. Okay. I'm not sure if that's going to work. Okay. Full screen. It's not letting me full screen it. Oh, come on. Seriously. Oh. I'm not very good at this, if you haven't noticed. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Whoops. There you go. So you can see it's a little bit of a, pricks everywhere. It's kind of cheeky. It's by Pixel Page. I got this from Stamp Stitch Club, but I know Stamp Stitch Club has a few of Pixel Page patterns, and Stitch is So Beautiful also has some of them. So like I have Shit Stir, which is really great. It's they're all it's just so fun. Oh, you have batshit crazy and cute but psycho. Oh yeah, I was having a really hard time deciding. So let me see if I can lock this now. Nah, I can't. Okay, well we'll just leave it there like that. Okay. I got it, and hopefully she's not in the stream, but my friend Jen loves sugar skulls, and she loves cactuses. And if you're in here, Jen, plug your ears. She's probably not. She's at work. I decided to make it for her. Oh, I just saw a message pop up from Discord from Jen. Are you here, Jen? If you are, you didn't hear any of that. I turned Discord on the computer so that I could like do links if I needed to easily. And that was just so funny because just talking about her and a message comes up that she's talking about me. Oops. But I know 310 Stitcher has, and this is where I first saw them. 310 Stitcher has Salty Bitch. And that one, at first I was like, why would you do that? Why would you, because I'm still an American who is, thinks they're innocent. And after a while I was like, but I like that, So I kind of think I want to do that one also. But these are pretty big, so I think it will be a while. Okay, so the next color is 3033. And it appears I have one on my board. Let's see. Oh, and then I just pulled another thread out. Maybe. Let me double check. Oh, wait, sorry. I'm like, I have to use two hands because I did. I pulled a thread out. Oh, well, there's a one that I don't have to worry about. It's a lot of white right now, but like the blues on the sky are just so pretty. I'm like loving it. So here again, I'm going to go outside of the box and wait, hold on. I'm going to go outside of the box and do all of those because there aren't any more. And see, this is when I was doing color flow, but color flow wasn't working on this. And I just was like, so, there's a bunch of stitches that are missing, and I don't like that. Let me put this in there. Busy Mom says, okay, so I have a question on Discord. I'm getting lost how to know where to go to read stuff. So I see a section, put how do you know someone's commented in that section? Okay, I can show you actually. Hold on a second. Because I have my tablet open. Yep. Let me open the large screen again. Okay. So let me, did it not open? Oh, there it goes. I was like, it didn't open. Okay, so when I go, I have a bunch of these different, I have like 5 different Discord servers, and like 3 of them are for, no. Yeah, 3 of them are for one, no, 4 of them for one game. So if I get this message and this is for, and it doesn't matter, it's for the game. So if you look, it's gonna load. So if you look on the side, do you see the sidebar? So the top one on mine is the Sue's note, and I'm on this one that's green at the bottom. So if you look at this sidebar, you can see, like here in general, it's showing that somebody's talked on there, and there's like a little arrow. And if you look at the sidebar, you can see there's a white dot next to this icon. Oh, I hit the button, so sorry. So if I go to this, you can see there was like a white button there, and it'll say, you'll see it's highlighted. See where it says general here? So then you just click that, and you can see that my bestie said that I'm a streaming queen. So that was it. But if we go into our server, and we call them servers, so at you can see how they're all grayed out except for Newbie Nook. That's because I was on Newbie Nook. So right now there is no new messages. So let's say if somebody has it open, okay, so here, let's say, oh, so here's polls. So if I do a poll, I'll just do a little test here. Test. So when you look at, oh, I didn't mean to do that one. When you look, oh, I didn't mean to do that one either. When you look, because I wrote it, it's not white, but if somebody else wrote it, it would be white. So if someone has Discord open, just send a little message on one of the threads, and then you'll see it. So if you look at this on the side of these other icons, you can see this one that looks like a wolf has a little white. There you go. Oh wait. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Wait. Okay, so I didn't see that. That's weird. Anyway, and you can, like, there we go. Here's one. So see how I got white? There you go. Laura says test. And it also comes up. You should get some. Oh my God. They changed Ansit's name again. It's funny every day. So now you can see that Whip has a little thing. Newbie Nook has a little thing. So, you see it. And since you don't have that many servers, it'll be much easier. So it'll be white. And also, if you decide that you don't want you don't want all the notifications, because sometimes it can get really crazy. I mean, I know the sound makes me crazy sometimes. If you click on the name of the server, so Sue's Nook, you can click on notifications and you can mute it for a certain amount of time. So sometimes when I'm streaming, I will mute it for 3 hours. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad it helps. So, you can mute it. You can do it so it's all messages. You can keep it so you're only getting mentions. You can suppress everyone and hear, which at everyone makes everyone get a notification. And really, really stuff on Discord is super easy. It's all super organized. Fred and I are working on a couple of things to, for example, we know YouTube often will miss notifications. It is how YouTube is. So we are going to do a bot that will come up on the schedule. So this time I manually did it. I put a link to the live stream. And honestly, you know what? Oh, that's a good idea. So there's also an idea thing. I will put I'll have Fred, because he hasn't given me access yet. I will do one for people to put links for their own channels. So, Busy Mom, when you do an update, you can put a link in it, because this is our server. I mean, yeah, we started it, but it's for all of us. And then the really cool thing about Discord is the streaming and voice chats. So you can go into, I opened up Crochet. I had them closed up. So you can go into Cross Stitch and Stitch Chat, and you could just hang out there. And then people, so like if I go in here and I go into Stitch Chat and I join, I'm in there now. I'm muted and my camera's off. So I can actually turn my camera on. So when you go out, when I go out, you can see that my name is under Stitch Chat. That means I'm in there. So if somebody wants to, hang out, you can go click it and join voice chat. If nobody's in there and you want to, you can go in there and click voice chat, and then other people will know that somebody wants to chat. And also you can do voice messages. So if, for example, and I understand this completely, my Swedish writing is super bad. Like I am really bad at writing in Swedish. So, but I can speak Swedish pretty clearly. And this is often a problem for people who have another language. They're trying to write in another language. It's not their mother tongue. And so, but they can speak it often well enough. And I'm telling you, if you want, you just hit the little mic button, you hold it down and send a little voice clip. No problem whatsoever. It's so cool. And everything is like super organized for the most part. There's like stuff gets put different places, and that happens, so, and it's just there's so much you can do. And we have the off topic, so you can, do links, silly videos, memes. I'm going to put a recipe. I'm going to have Fred put a recipe thing in there. But there's like so much. It's so fun. When I first learned about Discord, I was kind of like, but why do I need Discord as well? I was like, oh, another thing to learn. And it's really, it's really useful. And it takes the place of, it does things better than Facebook does. It's meant for people who game, but other communities have found that it is super useful. And I was thinking that, it's a good place for us to share things. Like we talk about something and somebody was like, oh, I can show you a picture of that. You go and post a picture and everyone gets a notification, unlike Facebook, where half the time you can't even find posts. So I really hope that helps. Aww. Hi, KB. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Let me do this real quick. KB, you're the best. Her name is Kittenbane. And we are, put user in timeout. That's for ants. There you go. And you are emojing. There you go. You have the power, KB. So, yeah. Oh, Um, Gina, that's a nice name. I like that name. So KB, you have the power of yeah, nothing. KB, are you on our server? Kicks everyone out. I've known KB forever. She's the best. Don't tell Alex that, okay? Or don't tell Fred I said that. And don't tell Jen I said that. And anyway, yeah. And it's Discord is just it's so useful. Oh wait, I was gonna end that thread. Let me fix that real quick. You're about to be in a meeting. Okay, yeah, no problem. You don't have to do anything. I just did it because Fred is not on and Christina's not here either. I kind of like to keep having someone as a moderator because I know Yogi, she is so lucky. She has not had any trolls, but we have played an online game for the last almost 30 years and we know trolls. And it's only a matter of time. So I know better. I was so surprised. I am seriously surprised she's not gotten more trolls. She is super lucky. I haven't had any either. Well, actually, I had one person that was like came in and said something off, but they went and fucked right off, so we don't have to worry about them. Okay, so this was 3033. Oh man. And you know what? He went to sleep again. Damn it. What is up with this boy? That is really worrying. Okay, I'll do that. 3371. And there's one. Okay, see you in a little bit, KB. Her game name is Kittenbane, and so that's what we know her by. So we always call her KB. Let's see. That's pretty far. I was gonna say I thought there was more of this color farther up. So anyway, I hope it helps with the Discord help. And if you have any questions, ask on Discord. You can tag using @ and then the person's name, and it should tag them. For example, Fred or me, you can type @ Suzanne, and it should come up as me, and it will give me a notification so that I can look at it. And the same with Fred. So if you have any questions, just don't be shy. We're good about it. Let's see, and this is going to go, yeah. And I'm going to do these outside of the box as well because they are. So it's a lot of air stitching in the corner. The white border is massive, but I think what I've decided to do is I do a little bit of it and then switch to something else. And as I said, I don't mind block stitching, so it doesn't bother me. It's a little bit, I have my hoop up a little bit far, so the white is a little difficult to see, but it's not that bad. I'm pretty okay with it. So, oh, also, this is, by the way, this is 22 count Hardanger. And that stitch looks a little wonky. my coffee is kicking in. I'm like, woohoo. Oh, I am such a bad morning person, but like right around now, I start like getting some energy. It's nice, and then it dies again. 3371. Where is that? 3371. There's a little bit left. There we go. Oh, okay. So Clara's. Wait, let's see. I just noticed. I just noticed. KB says Fred and Jen and whatever Aunt's name today is. I think it's. Oh, I saw it and it was super funny. Michelle says, I appreciate the chat asking questions sometimes. You don't know what you don't know. Exactly. And Clara says, hi, Nikki. How do I get that spring hoop to work on the floor or lap stand? And Clara says, what are you working on? I haven't seen this one. And Nikki says, Clara, I use my Lowry and the one that Yogi has. Which do you have? And Clara says, I have the spring hoops. I need to bring out my Lowry because the other clamp stand doesn't squeeze down enough to clasp the hoops. Okay. And Nikki says, oh, I see. I've been leaving it, I'm guessing, on my Lowry. Easy to flip, and the hoop is so easy to move from one project to another. I have 4 of them. Yeah, I will say that once you get it in there, as long as you don't have the gap for me is a problem. They do hold really nicely. Okay, so I'm working on, it's called Pricks Everywhere, and this is what it looks like. It's from the Stamped Stitch Club, and the artwork is Pixel Page. I'm going to take a drink of coffee. The spring hoops do fit in my stand as well, and I love that. I'm going to, I don't know why that's doing that. I'm going to restart that one. Anyway, that's what the project I'm working on is, and I just moved it. Sorry. I can't lock it. There we go. I'm going to get another, I just did a quick, picture for the app, and I didn't have a good one. Okay, there we go. So Janine says, I actually like the nerd spring hoops too. I'll be ordering more soon. Mine is a Madeira, and I'm not sure if that's different. If it's the same, but it looks the same as the spring hoop. But Madeira is a good is a good brand. They have really high quality thread anyway. So I don't know. I'm just assuming that they would also have a decent hoop as well. Yeah. Oh, and I was looking at my project I just finished. So this is 939. Let me do that before I forget. No, it's 8. 939. Oh, there's none there. I was looking at my project that I finished, and I'm thinking about buying one of those Nerge rubber hoops. You know what I mean? They're. Let me see here. I have one. Where is it? Oh, here it is. It's too small, but one of these, that has the little. They're like rubber, and I'm thinking about putting it in one of these to finish it, but I can't figure out what color I want to get. I don't know. So, yeah, I was like, where am I at? Yeah, I can't get the Nerge hoops tight either. I will say that this little rubber ring thing they really hold tight. But I only had this little tiny one because I was going to frame something with it. So I'm actually considering buying one of those because I really think they hold the fabric tight. And just test it out, you know, get one that's a good size. My stand is very flexible in that way. I'm really glad. I originally was only going to buy a stand for my scroll frame, and I'm really glad that I bought the one that had the hoop holder too, because it really does make a difference, because I don't use the scroll frames. I did at first, but I find that they're too big, and I don't know. Malin says, Nikki says, the rubber hoops, I have trouble getting it on. Yeah, they are a little bit tough. And I just bought some plastic ones, but I'm questioning my choices. But you know what? You might really like it. I know Christina, that's all she uses. I personally can't stand them. I used them for a long time, but I felt like I was constantly fighting with getting it to stick in the hoop, you know, or be tight enough in the hoop. And it just bugged me. I was like, man, it's got to be better than this. But the wooden ones, absolutely nice. This one is a size, I think this is a size 6. And I think it's a little on the big side. I don't need it that big. I don't mind moving my stuff around. And I find that I have to reach a lot. I do like it because you got a lot of space. But and then the other ones are 4s. And that's a really, they say in Sweden, lagom, which means just right. It's more than that. It's just like, you know, it's just right. Yeah. And I'm trying to find the hole here. But for streaming, it feels like I don't quite have enough space. But then I'm looking at it now, and you know, it doesn't really matter. I don't think it just, you know, it doesn't really matter how big the hoop is. I've been doing majority of the streams with the smaller hoop. But I will say this stand is just, it's lovely. I know a lot of people like Lowry's, but I knew that Lowry was going to be really was going to be expensive, because of, you know, importing and all that. And a lot of people said they didn't like it because they don't hold well, or, you know, it's like wobbly. Well, this is wobbly too, unfortunately. But that's not really, it's not the stand so much as it's just the way it is, you know. It's fine. It doesn't bother me. It's just when you're streaming, it's not super steady. But I can't sit at a table like Yogi does and have that other stand. Because I did look at that and I thought, you know, maybe I should get one of those. But then I was like, but I can't sit at the table in a normal chair. I do have a kneeling chair now, which I'm working my way up to being able to sit in it. But my leg has been kind of weird. So, okay, so I finished that diagonal. Yahoo! Let's see. I'm gonna. I'll try it. Malin says I'll try it out. Oh wait. Clara says. Okay. Clara says I too bought the plastic Nurch hoops and regret it because I can't get my fabric tight enough. Malin says I'll try it out, and if I don't, then I'll give some spring hoops or wooden ones. Get some. And hi, Linda Diamond. Welcome in. Yeah. So So anyway, let's see. What should we work on now? Let me lock that because you know I'm going to mark something when I move this. I think I'm just going to, I'm not going to do the white now. I'll do that later. But I think I'll move it to this next square when I find the square. I can't believe he's asleep again. That is crazy. There. And I think that I will leave. I think I'll just move that down. I don't need to do those white ones. I'll do the white ones later. I can do them when I'm not streaming just because it's white. Yeah, don't need to do them. Like I said, I don't mind block stitching, so yeah. And that will keep that there. Actually, I'm not going to do this line as well because it's a dark color and I don't want to, I'm going to stitch it after I stitch the white. So that's what I'm planning. Let's see. And I think I will do, I think I have it done min to max. Yeah. So it's min to max. So we'll stick with min to max. So when I want to reset min to max, like where I was lower down in the list. So then I just go, I click one that says 0, and then I click the bar again, and it takes me to the number 1. There was only 1 there. I bet that's already stitched. And I bet wrong. I was like, I bet that one's already stitched because it's just one color. Oh, it's right there. That's crazy. Why do I have that? Yeah, I was doing the typewriter-ish method, and I'm just lost track of where things were. So 819. I didn't have one on the board. Doesn't the spring hoops only come in certain sizes? I mean, they don't come in a lot of sizes. I don't know, because mine is a Madeira hoop, and I don't know if they're the same. Often those kind of things are the same. Okay, so I just have one stitch. Okay, so this is what I figured out for doing ninja stitches, which this really wasn't a ninja stitch, but I missed it, so it is now. Let me double check and make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be. Yeah. So I started like I'm going to start the stitch. Like I've been starting my diagonal pin stitch on the heart hanger. And then I do the second leg. And I've been doing it this way lately. Let me find the hole. So I go up again. So you can go, I think in this case, I'm going to go up through the middle. And I will pull so that top leg goes down, and then I will end it down under that leg. It's a little bit more bulky, but you're not having a bunch of pimples all over. And that's a little different than I had previously started considering. But I like it. I think it sits pretty nice. It's really hard. Well, it's not hard. The heart hanger is not really hard. if you do it this way, it makes it so much easier. Okay, so this color right here, I'm going to leave that because there's only 2 stitches and they are in the other part. So I'll just skip that. And so I just skip it, go to the next one. And that is 931. Hello, Rajal. Welcome in. 931. Nope, no 931. Sheesh. As usual. This is the one thing I don't like about Min to Max. I have to roll my cart back and forth. But it's okay. It's not too bad. It makes it easier to cover up stuff if you do Min to Max. Anyway, and most of my I have a lot of needles on my needleboard. Let me pull that through. There we go. Nikki says 3 sizes, but the hand piece is really in there. I don't see how it can come out. The ones from Hobby Lobby are not the same, thinner metal. The Nurge ones are better quality. I use the 8-inch. And stitching with Ebony. Hi, Ebony. Welcome in. I watched your video yesterday. You got some amazing stuff. Really, really happy to see that. And Nikki says they have 3 or 5-inch and a small baby 1 2-inch, but I don't know what that would be for. And Renee's got to do some stuff. See you done around errands. See you all later. See you later, Renee. Let me see which I have. Actually, I have my Nurge hoop right here. Or it's not a Nurge hoop. This is a Madeira. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me move my... Wait, let me zoom out. Wait, zoom in, zoom out. Wrong button. Okay, here we go. So this is the one I have. I stitch in the well. So, but for me, this part right here makes it loose. But like I haven't adjusted this in weeks, and it's good. I don't have another hoop that fits this piece of fabric, so I feel like it's good. So, and then here is the Nurge hoop, the plastic Nurge hoop. Look at the difference. I mean, I've got it in there pretty good, but I had to do this to make it work, and it is tight as can be. And I mean, like I've hardly touched it, and it's like already coming out. It's just, I hate them. So, and thank you. That's so kind of you. Hey, everyone. I love my needleboard. I have 3 now, 1 for DMC single, 1 for CXC needle, DMC double. It makes confetti enjoyable. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I thought they looked the same as Nurge too. I'm actually thinking about ordering another Nurge hoop, a wooden one. I think I like the thin one. But the thick one is really nice too. It like really holds it. Oh, almost my needleboard almost fell off. Yeah, I need to do another needleboard for dual threads. So, okay, so back to stitching. Sidetracked. So I don't know if you can see this, but this is something that bothers me only a little bit. But you see the little yellow 5? Wait, I didn't want to mark that. Sometimes those bother me. So, but they're really handy. So I can also turn it on and off. So, because I could see there was a stitch underneath it, but I needed to see what it was. So I turned it off to see, and then, oh, okay. So I can, you know, sometimes it bothers me a little bit. I'm not sure why, but yeah, whatever. I moved my hoop a little bit. I need to move that down a little bit. Let's see. We're gonna put that here. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah. Okay. I'm just double checking the count. I might give the spring hoop a little bit more. How big is the one you said you have, Nikki? Your spring hoop. Let me zoom that in a little bit more. I messed it up. I'm just curious. Let me see how big this one is. Yeah, I really like stitching in the well. I'm just checking to see how big this one is. This one is on the outside. If you count from the outside, it's 8.5. So inside, yeah, it's like 8.5. I'm guessing it was measured by centimeters instead. Let me look at that. Nah, 21, 22. No, 8.5. Making rice papad? What's that? Oh, anything rice is good. I love rice. Okay, so I got sidetracked. Yeah. Ow, my board. My board was falling off. It's 8 inches. Okay, what did I say? Is that the inside or the outside? Because I know some people measure it on the inside, some on the outside. And now I can't remember what I said it was. It was, I think it was 9.5. Did I say it was 9.5? So 8 and something. It's probably the same one. Okay, maybe I'll try that a little more again. I mean, I do use it for the Gaza is Kind pattern. I need to work on that some more. I really like it. It's just blocky stitching. Let's see. Getting into some blue. That's nice. Okay, and then I'm going to go down here. Make sure I'm in the right spot. Not there. There. Okay. Like, can I count? No. This is why we do cross stitch. This is why it's called counted cross stitch, because none of us can count. Gridding is a game changer. Okay, so I am going to park that over here because I'm not going to work down yet. Yeah. So that's what we'll do with that. And bucket. And we're going to skip that one again. That's the problem with the, if you go by number, I should have just gone by number because I probably, yeah. So 9:30. I need to move my booty a little bit. So Nikki says it's an inside. Okay, let me check this real quick before I forget. So like the metal ring, if you measured the metal ring, yeah, it's almost this one's almost 8, I guess. Like it's close enough to being 8 inches. That yeah, that's probably, and they're probably the same manufacturer. And yeah, I believe it's the largest one as well. And Nikki asks, are you doing diagonal blocks where where will you go after this block, before or below or to the left top side? So I made the executive decision that I would just leave this top part up here. Let me undo the block real quick so you can see. That I'll just leave that border for now, because it's all just pretty much white and black. So, you know, you guys don't have to watch me stitch white or black. So I probably will go down to the next, because right now I only have it at 40. I'm at 40-ish on the line. I'm pointing at the tablet like an idiot. Like, you guys can see that. But that's my, it's loose plan right now. I really want to go more to the left where the blues are. And really the way this works is I could absolutely go over to the left and work on it. It wouldn't matter. I really like that. I'm going to do 9:30 first. Let's see, where's 9:30? There it is. I can't believe my kid is asleep again. What the heck? This medicine is kicking his butt. You know, as he stirs, because he heard me talking about him. His little ears. Well, he's not little, man. He's a grown-ass boy now. I can't believe he's 18. It's just not, I'm not ready for this. Is she working on this one as well? I haven't watched her video in a while. Her videos in a while. I tried, like yesterday, I was like trying to watch a bunch of videos and I got sidetracked. I did end up watching Ebony's video. Man, I love some of those pieces, Ebony. They are so beautiful. That one that you were talking about that was is no longer available. That one was so pretty. And I like the Moana one. I don't think you showed the Moana one this time, but that's one of my favorite ones of yours. You have a bunch of them that I really like. It's like so many pictures. There's so many that I like. I know 310 Stitcher was doing Salty Bitch, and hopefully no one's offended if I say things like bitch or something like that, you know, because I don't really care. I swear, I don't care. You know, I mean, it's like swearing is not an issue for me. I don't care if somebody swears or not, you know. I just taught Alex, well, mostly, if you're going to swear, make it that there's a reason for you to swear, kind of thing. Don't be swearing, just be swearing. Okay, so on this one right here, I am going to skip that one that's over here, and I'll just do that in the next block, in the next box, because I figure the threads will be nice over there. Oh man, it pulled up again. This is the problem with how I've been ending my threads. They're really secure, but there's like all sorts of little ends in the back that come up when I do a pin stitch. Okay, I got it down. I should probably turn it over and groom it a little bit, maybe sometime. Yeah, it's the same, Ebony. It's the same designer. It's well, not. It's charted by different companies. So mine is charted by Stamp Stitch Club, but they're the same artist, Pixel Page Studio. Seriously, why does that keep coming up? I'm trying to think. I think the Stitches So Beautiful one has the Shitster, and I know Stamp Stitch Club has different ones. They have the Psycho one. that I'm just gonna pin it on another spot because I kept pulling the end up. And that's not seriously. What is the problem tonight? Ow. Yeah, and they're like super cool. I don't know. She might be doing this one too, but I do know she was working on a while ago. When I first started watching her, she was working on Salty Bitch. So yeah, that was the salty one, which was just that was great. Let's see. I kind of messed that up. You know, like I like the Hardanger. It is pretty nice to work with. But then also it's soft, so like sometimes the stitches look a bit of a hot mess. I see it because it's, you know, through a magnifying glass. And I am a little pedantic about how my stuff looks. Just like, I mean, I pretty much UFO'd a bunch of projects last year because I was like, that looks horrible. Oh, my nose itches. Oh, my nose itches. Sorry. Ooh, someone's cats are beautiful. Madeline says, I'm excited to see your next stitching tutorial, Ebony. I tried out the typewriter method this week and it's pretty fun. Yeah, I really liked your typewriter method explanation. Like Stitchy Mom, I understood what she meant, but it was harder to visualize it because she was in the process of working on a project already. You know, it was like, yeah, it just felt like it was harder to visualize and understand it. Okay, so here I'm gonna park this down there, and I'm gonna move that. Oh no, I won't. I was thinking I would move it, but then I won't. No, yeah, I can do that. So I can bucket it and then move it back out. So, oh, this is a great color too. 3810. Let's see if I have it on my board. I don't think I do though. 38. Ooh, I do. But I think it's a short piece. Yeah, it's only a short piece. Okay. 3810. Oh yeah. Check out this color. Isn't that, I love this color. Ebony says, I find it so hard to explain things. I felt like I used though that. I'm hoping my next one will be better. Ebony says, typewriter is fun, a fun method, though I'm glad you liked it. I thought it sounded pretty good, Ebony. It was pretty good explaining it. It's how I understood it to be. For me, I need more structure, I guess. And so like I'm finding this perfect for me because even though because I started with Royal Rose, and Royal Rose is very structured, but the squares, I don't know, something about the squares wasn't working because it was like, but that's over there and I could park it over there. You know, why would I end it there? And it's different now. Actually, since I figured out this pin stitch thing that I've been doing,
for starting and ending, I'm not afraid to just end the thread. You know, I don't need to go over a bunch of blocks to park when I can just end it, put it on my board. And that's the other thing. I have my needle board now. I didn't have my needle board before. So I was more likely to park it because I didn't want to cut it off and stick it back on my floss drop. But now I just, I'm done with this. I'll cut it off and I'll end it, cut it off, and stick it on the needle board. Oh yeah, I love this color. Yeah, so my hoop is a little loose. That kind of sometimes I don't quite get it pulled tight enough. I think I gave myself too little room at the top of the hoop, so I wasn't able to really pull it tight enough. So I know Yogi says that she doesn't like to have her threads go across the back very far, and I guess that's similar to how I am, because I when I learned how to cross stitch, you didn't do that. You didn't, travel across the back. And I see that as, okay, so I'm a knitter, and I also know that you don't let floats, because floats get caught. And even though this is going to be framed eventually, until it's framed, the chances of getting stitches, getting caught on something is still very high, because, you can, catch your fingers on it or whatever. And so I still consider that I need to consider that when I'm stitching. So in this, I want to park up here, but I don't want to take my stitch over. Well, actually, I probably could, but I'm not going to. So what I'll do is I will make a stitch here so that it's kind of, it's kind of done. And then I'll park it up here. And then it's like, there's like a, it's not as big gap, and I have to do this stitch anyway. So, whoops, missed the lasso. And so I'll do that and kick the bucket. So there we go. And then we're done with that one. So I think what I would do next is, I think I'll move, whoops, I hit the wrong thing. I think I'll move down instead, because this one's almost done. So I kind of I think that it would be good to finish it if I can get the box to move where I want it to. Yeah, I think that would be a good one. Okay, so rush through it. Okay, yeah. No, I think you were okay. I didn't think it was really rushed. I thought it sounded really good. Rajal asks, where do you buy your needles? These ones I bought from AliExpress. Yeah, I bought 200 a bag. I bought 2 bags of 100 needles from AliExpress, and I will tell you, they're really nice. I can look and see which shop I used, and I can put a link in Discord later. Also, let's see. Let me see if I can. I should pin a Discord link. Whoops. Oh, I'm trying to right click something and it's not working. Okay, we want invite to server, and just grabbing a link really quick. Copy.
touchpad is a bit silly. Control V, and there is the Discord link. So if you're interested, go ahead, join in. It's free, and it is our clubhouse. And it's new, so we're still like building it. So any ideas, anything you guys want to see, a idea of a different subthread, put it in ideas and we'll work it out. So here, this color, I'm gonna do all of these stitches just because they're all like together. There's nothing between them really, so I'm just gonna do them. I think let me look at this real quick. Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute. I was almost messed up already. I love when you can do like a 30 stitches or something. So even though, it's something that Fred and I came up with, the Discord, I really want you guys to feel like it's all of ours. Everyone has a say in it. Everyone, gets to participate, and because I really think that that's what will make it fun. Wait. Oh, I messed up. I'm like, wait a minute. I missed the stitches on the top. I'm like, that's not right. That's okay. We'll fix it. We'll do them at the same time. Then I pulled thread up again. That's been a real problem today. Usually it's not so much of an issue. But today it's just really bad. Might have left some of them a bit too long. They're well and truly secure, but those little ends keep popping up. I'll find the link for the needles that I bought. I also bought some from Dream Stitch, which I suspect that they're similar, if not the same, needles. And I really like them. I generally use a ballpoint needle most of the time. But I find that the 28 count ones are really nice. I quite enjoy them. Okay, here. They're a little on the sharp side. That's okay though, because, I don't mind that. But I don't know, they're just smooth. They're nice. But I do use the ballpoint needles like more for lower counts now. Did you get the ballpoint needles from AliExpress? No, I got my ballpoint needles this time from Dream Stitch. They are Sullivan's. So if you're in the States, you can buy Sullivan's in the States. You don't have to, import them from anywhere other than the States. Because I believe Sullivan's is a US based company, if I remember right. So, you don't have to buy them unless they're cheaper. I mean, that's possible, but I doubt it. I doubt they're pretty expensive. They're expensive all around. But they're just it's just a different experience completely to use a ballpoint needle. I really enjoy them. I'm just double checking, make sure I'm stitching the right spaces.
Oh, see this color? These colors are going to be, these dark blues are going to be so nice. Stitched outside of the box, but yeah. I still want to be consider, not getting diagonal lines. Hardinger is really, it's a good fabric. It's not hard to stitch on, but it's softer, so you can get grid lines. Let's see. Let's move these. I mean, yeah, you can get, you can get lines. Does your 28 have the gold eye end? Yes, they do. I just, I was like, I need more needles. I figured if I buy a bunch and I don't love them, at least I can do like bits of confetti or something. I didn't buy them with any expectations, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna stitch. Maybe not. I think I'll park it. There's enough left to do probably a bunch of stitches, so I'm just gonna park it so I don't. Let me see if I have the bag still. Yeah, see, I still have some. It looks like they look like this. Let's see if you can. Let me move that down. And it's 100 pieces. Sorry, I'm making noises here. 28, size 28. They're all super smooth. Clara says, Nikki, do you use 28 needles when your floss is doubled? You probably should use 26 if your floss is doubled. But there's not a huge, well, there is a huge difference. Like I notice if I have a 26 in with my 28s, because sometimes that happens, you really do notice it. There's like these 28s are like super fine. I really like them. So, because here's my ballpoint needle. The ballpoint needles are longer. You can see they're longer, but not by much. And I know it's supposed to be the same size as a 28, but I do think it's a little bit on the thicker side. Okay, so one of these, 926. Well, there's more down there, but I'm not going to travel all that way. 926. And of course, none on the board. Why would there be one on the board for one stitch? Right? Yeah, Ebony says it feels like a 26 feels like a pencil after using 28s. I know. And the 28s are just they're like so fine and just so nice, Let's see. Are these needles that you just showed us from Dream Stitch? No, I bought those ones from AliExpress. They were really cheap. I want to say I spent, I'll have to look, but I didn't spend much on them. And I bought 200. So, and I know the same sort that I've bought from Dream Stitch, which are really lovely, are more expensive. I think they're just a tad better, but I'm not stitching bunches with those needles. I'm doing a couple stitches and then putting in the needleboard, so I'm not worried about it so much. I did have some needles that I bought originally from Temu or AliExpress, and they were horrible. They were so bad. Yeah. So you kind of you kind of have to. It's hit or miss. But I think, see, I keep pulling those threads up. What the heck? Let's try to clean that up a little bit. Okay, there we go. I got it. I was going to say I could look really quick, but I'm using my phone. I can look on the, okay, that wasn't a piece of wax. The thread just, that's part of the problem with when you do the pin stitch and the heart hanger. It can kind of slip. But I'm going to do a second leg here, so it's okay. Did I put that in the wrong spot? I did. Wait. Hold on a second. I can't see. I did put it in. Did I put it in the wrong spot? Sorry, I'm putting my head in front of it because I can't see. I think there's a stitch. Yeah. Is there a stitch there? I can't tell if there's a stitch there or not. Sorry, I'm sticking my head in front because I can't see it all. Oh, no, there's a stitch there. Okay. Wow. That was really hard to see. Sorry about that. Hopefully. My eyesight is so bad. Even with a magnifier. So now I'm going to go up through the middle. And this like totally slipped. But I'm going to go like that, and it's fine. It's like really hard to see that. Whoa. The white next to the dark threads is a bit hard to see. Okay, so this is 926. And there's a space there on my board. Nikki says, Clara, I got the same ones from Amazon that are on AliExpress. Yeah, see, in the States, you guys get more. You get more stuff that AliExpress has on Amazon than we do here in Sweden. So that's why I just buy it from AliExpress, because it's not really available. I mean, a lot of stuff, same stuff from AliExpress as Amazon, but it will cost more, but it comes quicker. So there's that. But I did look for needles and they didn't have any. So I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. It's like 5 o'clock and I'm like, haven't even drank all my coffee. I'm going to be awake all night. No. Maybe not. Well, I was last night. Last night I was awake until like 3 o'clock because I was just wide awake. It used to be $9.99 for 100. Now it's $12.99 for me for Amazon. I'm waiting for a set of 200 from AliExpress for $12. Let me see if I can. Let me look at the email really quick from AliExpress and see if I can find that. Let's see if I can find my email. I have like 12 phones or something. No, I don't. Not really. No, I don't want that. What was I saying? I don't even know what I was saying anymore. I have another phone that I do other stuff with, and I'm checking my email to see which shop it was. AliExpress. Huh. I don't remember buying it then. That's weird. No, that's not the right email. I was like, that says December. I know I didn't. I bought them. I wonder if I have it on my other email. I think I changed emails. Never mind. That email's not on this one. Anyway. But I'll look on my I'll look on AliExpress, and then I will post a link to where I got mine. It's probably the same place as Nikki has hers. But I don't think they were that expensive. I felt like they were reasonable. We want 647. Other side. I moved my magnifier. Now I have to move it back. 647. I need to actually read. I looked at the number and then said a different number. This is what it is to have this math dyslexia, or whatever it's called. I can never say it. Calcusia or whatever. It's so funny. I used to be a computer operator where I would work overnight. And back up, big mainframes. This was like late 80s. And I was good at it. And, I didn't have any problems with it. But I kept running into problems with numbers. So every night we had to write numbers on the backup tapes, date and all that stuff. And I kept writing the wrong numbers down. And my boss, he got so mad at me. He's like, "What is it? Do you have dyslexia or something?" I didn't even know it was a thing. And then when I did find out that it was a thing, it was like, oh, that explains so much. That's funny. But yeah, Raja, I'll put the link when I get done, because I have to look on AliExpress and the app is a hot mess. Well, it's not really, but it would take a lot of it takes a lot of resources, and since I'm using my tablet with this app that helps mirror Saga, it like sucks down energy on it, and then I can take time and look for it for you. It was the last order I made, so it'll be easy to find. Okay, I love these little scrolls. They are looking really good. Oh, I have this thread down there. Okay, well we'll just let's see, where did I put that? There it is. I'm just gonna end it because I already have one. I didn't look. I often won't look down lower than I'm already working, which sometimes is okay. It keeps me from wandering away too much. But in this case, I had a thread already parked there, and I probably could have used it. No big deal. Yeah. So I thought I saw the chat move, so that's why I looked away for a second. What do you guys think about the lighting? I tried another light that's lower under my hoop, and I think that it's helping a little bit. So it's hard for me to tell because I'm not watching so much. So let's see. Okay, so that one's done. And yeah, I'll do that one. That is here. And if anyone who is in the chat that you feel confident about being, like a moderator or whatever. Let me know if you want to do it. You don't have to, but it helps. Only moderators and myself can post links. And if you're a moderator, then you can post links like that. And it might be useful. Like Christina and Fred do it a lot. I'm going to park that there. So park that. And I did this one just because it was close. Let's see. And that one. Malin says, lighting is good. Thank you. I know that I moved stuff a little bit, but actually I really do think the lighting looks good. Whoa, that is good. I just looked at the screen. That really does help. And it's just a little cheapy IKEA, what do you call it? IKEA crookneck LED lamp that we had for Alex's desk. And I put a piece of parchment around it for a cone. Christina is probably working, and Fred, I think he's not been feeling well, so I think he's resting. I sent him a message earlier, so wait, no, he did. He said something on Discord. I think he's doing stuff. Yeah, whatever. He said something about crocheting something that wasn't adult. He's been crocheting adult toys. Let's see, 3740. Oh, that's a good. Is that right? Oh, it is purple. Yeah, that's right. 3740. Thanks for telling me the lighting's good. Yeah, I think it looks better. Like I can really see the white of the fabric this time now, and the screen or the video card on this laptop that I'm using is not very good. It's a pretty bad. It was a really cheapy laptop that Alex had for a couple of years. He's got a super nice laptop now. And my laptop is super old, so I was like, well, maybe his will be better because it's newer. Nope, it wasn't. It was not better. Actually, mine's better, and it's older. But I use it for like watching movies or something. I don't like play or anything on it. But I have it sitting next to my chair with YouTube open. So, and this one, I'm just gonna park this. Oh yeah, I made a bunch of mistakes down here. I remember now. So we're gonna ignore those mistakes because I don't care. These gray, I might have to fix those. Oh, we'll leave them for now. There's that. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Well, it's gonna sit there anyway. That is a problem for another day because I'm not gonna go down farther, and I'm just gonna skip that one now as well. I'll do it. Might as well. 535. Hello, KB. Charlie says hi. With the flared base. Amanda says, I'm sitting in the waiting room of the oral surgeon while my kid gets their wisdom teeth out. Urgh. And Charles says hi. Charles is the most orange of orange cats. He's so cute. God, I love him.
535. I can't see anything. Oh, there it is. 535. And it's kind of short, so I will leave that for a ninja stitch. 535. I do keep hitting it though. I keep hitting the cone. Yesterday I had it farther closer to me, and my hand kept hitting it. It was kind of funny. But I did notice how much better the lighting looked yesterday, so I was like, I'm gonna go with it. And it's an LED light, so it's not hot, which is quite nice. I should double check it, make sure it's not hot. But I'm using parchment paper, which parchment paper is meant to get pretty warm, so I'm not worried about it too much. Charles Fleere. Yeah, see, I never watched Chucky because, that I couldn't have done that. I couldn't have watched Chucky. KB watches horror movies with her cats on Friday nights, which is so fun. I love it. What did you and Ted and Charlie watch last time? Oh yeah, see, that's wrong stitch. Oh well. Yeah, this is where I made the mistake last time. It's fine. Maybe. If it's not, I'll frog it later. Yeah. Let's see. Hello, Lizzie. And The Taking of Deborah Logan. It was okay, 610. How old is that? Because that sounds familiar. And I do know you mentioned it, but I it sounds familiar. And I kind of wonder if I had seen it. Maybe. 931, and I already know there's not one on the board. Oh wait, maybe I might have put one back. 931. Nope. 932, but not 931. And I'm not worrying about having extra parked threads. It's fine. I was looking at the sailing under a solar eclipse. Abby's had so many parked threads, but it felt like it was organized. So yeah. Oh, my nose itches. It's like I'm gonna sneeze or something. "2014, it's about a woman developing dementia." It turns out she's actually possessed too. Is it on Fred's Plex? Because that's kind of sounds like something I might actually be a little bit like, yeah, be a little interesting. Let's see. Did anybody watch or read? I'm thinking about a movie book that I read way too early in my life that I probably shouldn't have, but it was like it stuck with me so long. And Stingy Stitcher. Hi, always catch replays. Nice to have a final live stream. Welcome in. I'm glad you found me and are able to join us. My mom loved watching horror movies, so we were always watching something that probably wasn't suitable for a kid. I remember, what was it? It was some horror movie with, I know Vincent Price was in it, and they were using a Ouija board,
And I don't know what happened because I don't remember specifics, but I got so scared. I was like, just super duper scared. Yeah, my mom would just laugh. I remember one time I was like 13 or 14, I think, when this happened. We were my mom and I were no, I was only like 12. My mom and I were living with my aunt, and we shared a room, and I was sleeping in a cot or whatever. It doesn't matter. But my mom was watching TV in the bedroom, and I'm gonna do this here also, since it's all connected. She was watching Carrie in the bedroom on the TV, and I didn't want to watch it because, I knew that it would scare me, and I used to have night terrors, so I couldn't watch anything like that, or I would have nightmares for weeks. So I was in the other room watching Little Women, and so this was like 1978 or something. I was still pretty young. So Little Women got over early, and I yelled to my mom because I wanted to go to bed because we slept in the same room. And I called to my mom. I'm like, "Is the movie over?" And my mom's like, "Yeah, it's over now." And I decided that I'm going to do this real quick. So I go in there, and the movie wasn't over. And my mom's like, "Oh, it's not scary here." And I sat there just in time for the part where the hand comes out of the grave. And, yeah. My mom regretted that because I ended up sleeping with her for like 3 weeks. She was like, she never did that again. Because it didn't matter. I didn't realize it at the time that the medication that I was taking was causing it. So, I was, any little tiny thing like that would set it off. And I couldn't, I would have night terrors. And so, yeah, the joke was on her, you know what I mean? So, so let's see. Not a spoiler, it's a plot. Honestly, I'm not sure. I watched it on AMC Plus. And hi, Stingy. Would love to have an anime night to give me ideas on what to look for. I do not like horror movies. Madeline says, I can't watch horror movies. I feel like spooky things start happening when I do. Yeah. No, it wasn't House on Haunted Hill. I'm pretty sure it was House of Usher or something. It was one of those Vincent Price movies. He was in all those ones. I love Vincent Price. His stuff was top notch. But at the time, I was not prepared. I remember also my mom used to love to watch Night Gallery. And I don't remember any episodes, but I remember enough that it freaked me out so badly that I had nightmares for weeks. I was a hot mess. I still sleep with the light on. I am traumatized. 597. Lizzie says, I like the story of Little Women. I love Little Women. And I'm guessing that one was the one with Katharine Hepburn and Elizabeth Taylor, the OG one. That was so good. I love Katharine Hepburn. She was like one of my favorites. Wait. No, Katharine Hepburn and Elizabeth Taylor weren't in the same one. That one was, what's her name? June something. I can't remember, but yeah, it was one of those. Katharine Hepburn was in an older one, I think. Yeah, whatever. I don't remember. I just remember watching it. I loved Little Women. I've watched all of the types of Little Women. I liked the new one, actually. It was really good. KB says, during my breakdown, whatever the 6 months thing was, I couldn't watch horror because of anxiety. Yeah, I stopped reading fantasy because I felt like it was too violent and it was really messing with me. So I still don't read, like, fantasy that's gory or, a lot of battle scenes or something like that. A lot of violence. I can't read them anymore. Like, I was reading a lot of them too. And I was just, all of a sudden I was like, nope, can't read these anymore. So speaking of Ouija boards, so I have this fun little nugget of memory from when I was a kid. So my mom had a Ouija board, because like pretty much everybody did in the 70s. And we weren't allowed to play with it, obviously. We thought it was just a game, it is a game, but yeah. And I was probably 9 or 10, because I remember where we lived and everything. And my mom was like, "Yeah, sure. We'll do a little Ouija board." And she never, it was never out. I remember it being in her closet. I don't think she ever used it or anything. So my mom let me use it. She took it out. And so she said, well, ask a question and see what happens. And next thing I know, I'm coming out of a seizure and my mother is throwing the Ouija board away. So I have no idea what happened other than I had a seizure. But I do know the question is that if I'd ever meet my grandmother. My grandmother passed away when my mom was 13. So whatever it was, it freaked my mom out and she threw the Ouija board away. And she never told me what it was that happened. So I don't know. And then my friend had a Ouija board. We used to, I used to live with a couple other girls. For a while we were, it was fun. And there were 3 of us. We were all like super crafty and it was just like a big slumber party all the time. But my friend was really she had spirit guides and all of that stuff. And the other girl and I were like, yeah, whatever, and my friend was at work. And she had all these crystals and she had a Ouija board and she talked about her spirit guides and all that stuff. And so my other friend was like, we're going to mess with Cindy today. I'm like, don't mess with her stuff. She's, yeah, let's do it. See if she notices. So she, my friend Joyce, took the crystals down, licked them, put them back exactly where they were, took the Ouija board out, moved it all around, put it back, but she didn't put that one back exactly where it was. She was like, I'm just going to leave it here, see what happens. And this was a couple of different times that she did that Joyce did this, to mess with Cindy. And, so one time, the crystal time, Cindy came home, nothing, there was nothing happened at all. She didn't recognize or, nothing. And so Joyce was like, "See, I told you." And then then she did the Ouija board thing, but she didn't put it back exactly where it was. She did that on purpose. She put it back, not deliberately, kind of thing. Cindy came home. She's like, "Oh, I knew my spirit guides were calling me," and all this stuff. It was a little funny, you know. So yeah, we really did mess with her a lot. Let's see. Lizzie said, "My favorite will always be Susan Sarandon and Winona Ryder. I love fantasy romance and romantasy." Yeah, that one is absolutely a great version. I do love that one a lot. And KB says, "I can only tolerate heavy violence in horror movies because it belongs there. Any other type of movie, nope." Yeah, and Lizzie doesn't like Ouija boards. I don't really like violence in movies for violence sake. A lot of times movies are overly violent when, it's like really, does it need to be this violent? But I will say, I watched Deadpool and I laughed my ass off. It was so violent, but it was so funny. I've watched that so many times because it's so funny, but it's like so violent. It's like so violent, it's funny. Yeah. And hi, Sarah. Welcome in. So let's see. I went back up to the top again and I'm not going to worry about the border right now. Maybe I'll do a border party. I really want to do some of these blues. So what I'm going to do is actually, oh, I thought that was the same symbol. I was like, what? It's not. I'm doing min to max. And this came up as min. So I will do this stitch and park it below because I will work below. I won't go up to that one. So it's better that I park it down instead. Oh, Sarah, now that you're here, I was going to say, Tom and Jerry is violent. Yeah, Tom and Jerry is really violent. Used to always watch Tom and Jerry every day because it was on every day, every morning, every afternoon. There was so much Tom and Jerry on. Like it felt like it was on for hours. But anyway, Sarah, I think it was you that had that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Did you get a Dimensions ornament kit? If you're interested in the saga file, I found it. I really do like Marvel films too. But Deadpool is it's like its own thing. It's like, it's just hilarious. But I will say there was a couple of Marvel movies that I absolutely enjoyed so much. I think one was Miss Marvel and something like that. There was a series and they were really good. I'm going to park that there. Oh no, see, you got to watch Deadpool because Deadpool is like, oh my gosh, it's so funny. It's like, it's so funny. It's bad. Oh, you know what? I should have put that somewhere else. Let me change that. I'm going to put it here. Yeah, and I hate violence for violence sake. I know there was a lot of movies in like early 2010 that was just so violent. It was like, why? Why does it have to be so violent? That's just disgusting. But then there's things like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, or whatever it's called. I think that's right. That is just super hilarious. Wait, did I do that right? Yes, okay. I'm like, I lost track where I was. Actually, yeah, okay. Yeah, I can leave that for now. No, you didn't. Oh, okay. Who was it that had the... It was a New Dimensions kit with ornaments. I thought it was Sarah. Maybe it was Susan. Okay, never mind. I got my S's mixed up. I'm not sure how I did that with my name being an S. Okay, 317. Back to stitching. I haven't hit my goal yet. Oh, there's a good amount on this one. He's still asleep. What is going on with my child? Seriously. Okay. Let's see if I can... No, that's not right. I almost went to the wrong place. Oh, that's good. At least I caught it before I made the pin stitch. Oh, Hot Fuzz. Yeah. Oh my God. I love Hot Fuzz. Simon Pegg is so good. I could watch that. I've watched that a bunch of times. And this one, I'm just gonna do those stitches. There's only two. Let's see if I can actually find the right spot. That's the other thing. I'm kind of confused now all of a sudden. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Because this thread is really long and the next stitches are kind of far away. And 2 down. Whoop. Oh, I made some food the other day, and I tried to sneak some lentils into it, and Alex was like, "No beans, no beans." I'm like, really? You're not gonna try it? Yeah. So more for me. I wonder what Yogi's gonna stitch tonight. Yeah, looks good. Yeah. Yeah, if you haven't seen Hot Fuzz, highly recommend. It is so funny. Sometimes I would just turn it on. Like, I have certain movies that I'll watch if I'm bored or something. I used to, while I was like, you know, hold on a second. Oh, okay, it's his tablet. I was like, there was some weird noise. Are you okay, Biscuit?
It's okay. The tablet's fine.
Okay, good. Good. It was some weird noise, and I was like, Amanda says, I feel like lentils aren't something that sneak well. Red lentils are supposed to like melt in, so that it's supposed to melt in, and these ones there was something wrong with the lentils. They were like they were really hard. I think they're really hard, and you know, I still ate them, but they're definitely, they weren't what they should have been. So let's see, 939, and we have a winner. Lizzie says, one of my favorite films of all time is black and white movie Arsenic and Old Lace. It has Cary Grant. One with no swearing. The violence is comical and it's just a gem. Yeah, that one's good. I'm kind of like I love a lot of old movies. I love old movies. One that was weirdly not scary to me for some reason was The Birds. Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. I don't we my mom loved watching that kind of stuff. So it was always, Saturday night. There was a on Channel 2 was, I think it turned into Fox in the Bay Area. It was called Channel 2 at that time. KTVU, yeah, KTVU. Now I remember that. Wow, that's kind of amazing. And I'm just going to leave that there because I don't want to do any of these dark colors before I do the white, because I know the white will pick up all those dark colors. So I'm just going to park that. They used to have things like Fright Night. There was like a Friday night horror. My mom would just be like, she would just totally go for these kind of movies. And but a lot of them were like Dracula and those old horror, before horror movies became bloody, gross, like when Halloween came out, that's when that genre started being like that. And so this is before that, obviously. And so a lot of those things were pretty okay for me. They didn't scare me so much. Lizzie says, my mom is terrified of birds flying around her, and she went to the cinema to see it, and I'm not sure. I think she had to walk out of the cinema. Yeah. I think that also it was filmed in Point Reyes, California, which is really close to where I grew up. And so my mom loves Point Reyes, and I think that it had a lot of it was like it reminded us of Point Reyes, and it was kind of, yeah. But I love old movies. I know the subject of it is kind of questionable, but one of my favorite musicals was Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. I mean, now we'd be like, that's really not good. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't kidnap women, kind of thing. But I always loved the movie. Which now it's like, it is definitely questionable now. Your bio mom was terrified of birds after seeing that 50 years ago. Yeah, I mean, I still, like if a bird swoops at me, I'm going to duck, and think about that. But like, Tippi Hedren was, like Alfred Hitchcock, like terrorized her to get what he wanted from her in the movie. And it's kind of sad. She actually got injured filming that movie, and I don't think she acted after that either, if I remember right. I'm trying to remember my trivia. She was like really good in that movie. But I do love old movies. Oh, I used to remember. Okay, so Sunday, this same channel, on Sundays, it might have been that one, or it might have been 12, which I don't remember what 12 was, but we only had like 5 channels or something when I was a kid. But this one had on Sunday, so the cartoon Saturdays were cartoon day. I'm gonna park this here. I think I'll park it over here. Like I said, don't really want to do these colors yet. So Sundays were pretty much like family. You had family movies, and they would be something like Shirley Temple. It was always classics like that. My Fair Lady. Oh, I love My Fair Lady. That's my favorite. One of my favorites. That's another one that's questionably Yeah. It's a little questionable about that one too. But it's so good. You know, Rex Harrison and Audrey Hepburn. Oh, I love Audrey Hepburn. My Fair Lady. Or not My Fair Lady. Breakfast at Tiffany's. I love Breakfast at Tiffany's. You know, yeah. I love old movies. But something that used to show up was Ma and Pa Kettle movies on Sundays. I swear, those movies were so funny. And then there was like spin-offs like The Egg and just like really, really fun movies. And it's kind of too bad because now that we're like all in the streaming sort of thing, those old movies don't, you don't have access to them anymore unless you deep dive and find somewhere to download them. You okay, Biscuit? Okay. Okay. No, you shouldn't sleep anymore.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
It's okay, I can fall asleep.
No.
It was a game.
It was a game. Okay.
I just ate food, please.
Yeah, what do you want?
No, I had Spanish rice.
Yeah, it's on the counter. You can go warm it up in the
I
microwave.
wanted to change the old one.
Yeah, it's not it's the old one. It's the one you like.
No, change it.
No, change it.
I can't heat it up.
You can't heat it up. Okay, well,
Mommy can do it.
Mommy can't do it because Mommy's busy.
I said it's Mommy can do it.
Alex can do it. Alex,
Okay.
are you a baby or are you an
I
adult?
can't do it.
No, are you a baby or are you an adult?
Yes, I can't. I can't.
I'm so
I
bad.
can't heat up.
I'm so mean.
Is Mommy doing it?
No, Mommy can't do it.
Yes.
Mommy's just a baby.
Fine, just look. I want to be a good boy.
Nah.
Yes, it is.
Nah.
Yes, it is. I want to be a good boy.
You are a good boy. Why do you keep saying that, little sweetie boy? Um, KB says, I'm generally not afraid of birds, but seagulls can go burn in hell. Yeah. I love My Fair Lady. I don't know it has the mom telling Eliza to throw fire irons at her son for being disrespectful for Eliza. Oh, yeah. I don't know it has the mom telling. And this is why you keep your physical media. Yeah, but you know, I did have. I bought some CDs, or not DVDs after I moved here, but the quality was really bad. I had a bunch of Shirley Temple movies, and I actually found a bunch of stuff and I had downloaded it. Actually, I didn't want to do it that way. Okay. And I had downloaded them and I had them on this spare computer, and for some reason I ended up with a virus that was like, I'm trying to remember what it's called now. It was like a timed virus from something that I had downloaded like 5 years before that. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden it erased everything on my hard drive. It was just, it was really bad. That was really bad because I had all these movies that I had collected, and it was really rough. So this one here, I'm going to do this other color first, just because it's up at the top. 9:30, and of course it's on the other side of the cart. Lizzie says, I refuse to get rid of my DVDs. I even still add to them. I got to watch Robin Hood Men in Tights, which I recently bought on Blu-ray. I do download stuff I find, but then to the DVD and put them on a flash drive, and add them to my solid state drive, mostly because I lost everything at a point. Yeah, see, I did that. I lost everything when I just said, I lost everything. But luckily I didn't have all the movies backed up. I had most of them, but I had almost everything I owned on Dropbox, except for a couple of movies. So I did luck out, but it was, it was something that I learned a lesson kind of thing. And I want to say it was like the program that did it was a program to help you get rid of malware. And it had some sort of timed virus that came after, and I had that file forever, and it all of a sudden it just like bloop, everything's gone. It was it was really rough. But as I said, I had everything. But there, I had a bunch of like old movies that I had I had a hard time finding. So I was a little upset about that. I still have my CDs that I brought with me from the States. I don't have a CD player. Well, I guess I do on my computer, but I don't even know if it works. But I listen to Spotify most of the time anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I still have them. I have my Pride and Prejudice sets. I have Wives and Daughters. I have North and South. So I do have a bunch of DVDs that I did buy. I had, before I moved to Sweden, I had a lot of VHS tapes. I had almost all the Disney ones at that point that were available. But I left them in the States, so my brother has them somewhere, maybe, if I'm lucky. It's been 26 years. If I haven't gotten that stuff by now, I'm not ever getting it, kind of thing. This pattern is doing it this way has been a lot easier than doing typewriter method. I'm more focused in a small area. I feel like I'm finishing it and it's manageable. I think it's good. Except for I have a lot of little holes here. Oh, you have 1995. Yeah. Oh my God, I have 2005 Pride and Prejudice on VHS, DVD, widescreen, and 4.3 ratio, and 1995. I got the 1995 on Blu-ray. Though I own the UK and US versions of 2005 Pride and Prejudice film. I have Sense and Sensibility too. That was actually my first Jane Austen movie that I had seen. That I remember. I probably had seen other ones, before that. But that's like the one that came out in the movies and was like the revival of Jane Austen from, series and whatever. Oh, I think I have Emma. I think I have all of those actually on DVD. So, because I'm a costume nerd. So I did buy all of those. But as I said, I don't even have a DVD player, so. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just making sure I'm counting right. Oh, I have to shift my bouquet. I thought Emma Thompson was way too old for that character and didn't like Sense and Sensibility at all. Oh, I saw it in the movie theater when it came out, and I just, that movie's like 3.5 hours long, and I just sat there with just awe of how much I loved it. And, I did, after I read the book, I was like, oh, she might have been, and I did think, well, maybe she's a little old, but she's so good. She's just so good. And I was like, I just love it. It is still one of my favorite movies of all time, kind of thing. The costumes are beautiful. It's a visual feast. Let me mark some of these so I don't mess up where I'm at. It is just an awesome movie. Did you know the sheep that were in there? They had left them unsheared so that they would look aesthetically pleasing, but it was too hot for them, so the sheep were fainting. I don't know. I just really, I loved it. And Alan Rickman. I'd only seen Alan Rickman as a villain before that, and I just fell in love. But it worked because all of the people who were in the film were all on the older side, so it still worked. They weren't portraying them as young girls. Not really. I don't think. I don't know. I just you can't talk me out of my love for Sensibility. Absolutely not. I love it. I know there was one that came out after it, a series, and I was all like, "Get away from me! You are trash." No, it was good, but I was like, no. And then I turned on Sensibility again. Let's see. Amanda says, I usually read the books before I saw the film. I wasn't allowed to watch TV as a kid. I do think Emma Thompson is a good actress. Let's see, where I'm lost my spot. Lizzie said, I read the book before the movie came out. I keep meaning to reread it. Alan Rickman was also too old to be Carl and Brandon. Yes, but he played it so well. Yeah, and they would have been sheared at that time of the year, but they were the movie was set in a different time of the year, and so the sheep would have had wool. And the director, he wanted the sheep, he wanted it for the look, and the sheep really needed to be sheared. They were left unsheared. Lizzie said, I fell in love with Alan Rickman when I was 11, and he played Sheriff Nottingham in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Oh man, I cannot tell you how many times I saw Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Oh my God. We went and saw that in the movie theater when it came out. Yeah. Honestly, I don't like Sensibility much. I don't relate to either of the main female characters at all. Yeah. I don't know. I think that Eleanor I related to Eleanor quite a bit. Eleanor was the sensible, she held everything in. She had reasons. She took care of everybody. There was, she was like she was sensible. And I think it did resonate with me because I always had to be the one that took care of everybody. Always had to be the one that, had to be the one that was doing the right thing. And, I think that's why it did resonate with me. Let me look at this real quick. I lost my crossbar. Did I make my crossbar blue? I bet I did. Like, I can't see. Oh, yeah. That's why I can't see it. Yeah. Okay, so let's make it red so I can actually see where it's at.
I know it's
okay. No, I did right.
The counter, it was cold.
Yeah, it's cold. You can put it in the microwave and it'll be warm. See, like when so if you look at Pride and Prejudice, those actors were also too old for those characters. They definitely were too old. But you kind of, I don't know, you kind of look the other way, kind of thing. I think I'm trying to think. Both movies, the 95 version and the 2005 version, all of those actresses were too old. And you know what? I want to do this a little. Oh, I'll do it this way. I think when the movies did come out, I did kind of was like, Emma Thompson, yeah, she's a little bit old for this, but she was just fantastic in the movie that it didn't matter to me. I'm gonna go over here and do this stitch over here.
Be a good boy.
Nah.
Yes.
Nah.
Yes.
Okay.
I am a good boy.
No. Are you?
Good boy.
Really? Do we have to keep saying that?
Yes.
You do, huh? Why? Do you think I don't believe you?
Yeah.
You think I don't believe you?
Yes.
What?
I'm just being a good boy.
Okay. Oh, I missed that stitch.
It's not my fault.
It's not your fault. What's not your fault?
It's not my fault to be upset.
Okay, well, don't be upset then, baby.
Just being a good boy.
Oh, it's I'm being a good boy day. Yeah. Let's see. Silver says, I relate to Mary Ann all too well. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves was hysterical. You could never make it today. Yeah, it was. Did you know that Joanna David played Eleanor Dashwood in the 1970s? Yep, I did know that. And I forgot that I forgot her daughter was Emilia Fox. I did forget that, but yes, I did know that. Jennifer was 26, which is not too old. Julia Swahala, I can't ever remember, who was playing 15-year-old was nearly 30. Yeah, they were way too old, but she still did it brilliantly. It still works, Yeah, I honestly didn't mind. And the same with Emma. Gwyneth Paltrow was definitely too old to be Emma, but it is what it is. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. And then there's one down here. I'm gonna do this. It's a bit on the short side, but Let's see. Do that one. Let's do this one over here too. I think I'm just going to end it. Wait, let me double check. Oh, you know what? I'll do these little ones over here. And then I'll end it. Because I don't have a lot of thread left, and I'll start it up. I'll start a new thread at the top. Yeah, but I just love those movies. I mean, even like Robin Hood, all that, they were all too old too. You know, that's the problem, is they usually do cast people who are really too old to be in a lot of movies that, you know.
Really good boy.
Yeah, Alex. Yeah. But you know what? You're stressing me out because you keep saying
I'm
that.
stressing you out.
Yeah, you are. Yeah? I'm going to kick out soon.
No. I said no. I said no.
Alex.
I said no.
Yeah, you
I'm
don't.
not kicking out.
No, I said I'm gonna kick out.
You want me to kick out?
No. Do you want me to kick out?
No.
Okay, good.
I'm talking back.
Me stop talking back. You should stop talking back. Why are you talking
We're
back?
gonna quit talking back.
No. No back chat.
I want that
Alex,
to build at home.
no back chat.
I want my guitar
Okay.
to build it.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Colin Firth was 7 years older than Mr. Darcy was meant to be. So again, not too old. It's same with Grease. Yeah, they were way too old. Oh my God, how many times did I see Grease? Right? Oh boy, I saw Grease so many times. Oh, Clueless. The best version of Emma is Clueless. I love Clueless. See, I was just annoyed she didn't stand up for herself. She was way too old to be low towing to her family. I didn't like the Gwyneth Paltrow version of Emma either. I liked the 1995 and 2005 Pride and Prejudice, 2020 Emma, and Clueless. Yeah, Clue 2. Yeah, I thought that's what you were saying, kowtowing. I loved the Gwyneth Paltrow one also. Harriet was like, eh, but you know, what's her name? What's her name? The one who played Harriet. She's a great actress. Tony, yeah. But you know who I'm talking about. She's a great actress. So yeah, let's see. I kind of lost track what I was doing. Look at you. So I haven't hit my goal yet. I feel like I've been stitching forever. It's only 2.5 hours though. But look at these blues. Isn't that awesome? Except for there's like something sticking up here, and I bet let me see if I can pull that down. I'm like, oh, please don't let that be a stitch that's loose. I wonder what that is. That didn't help. I'll fix it later. I have to like really look at that without my glasses. It definitely doesn't look good. I wonder if... That's weird. I must not have pulled down a stitch, or I pulled one up. Okay, well, here we go. I'm going to fix it because I don't like that. Okay, oh, it's just an end that came up with the rest of it. Okay. I've only read Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I think I read that. I read that too. That's kind of funny.
There we go. I got it down there. I was like, that looks so bad. And I knew if I picked at it. Pan. What is that? Also, oh, the, what's it called? The Bollywood version of Pride and Prejudice. Ugh, I love that. That was so good. Yeah, that was really good too. What's it called? You know what I'm talking about. It was like perfect Indian culture kind of thing. It was like fit perfectly. Let me fix that. Okay. So it's only 6. We're doing good. It's 3 hours. Not bad. Hopefully you guys aren't bored yet. So this is a little bit of I'm like trying to figure out how I want to do this. Yeah, okay, I think I know what I want to do. I am going to 517. Let's see. All right, it's a lot, so I'm just going to take a new thread. Oh, look at that color. It's so pretty. Bride and Prejudice. Yeah, right. I love that one. That was so good. But then I kind of like Bollywood movies. My friend recommended a Bollywood movie to me. She's from India. I don't remember what it was called, but I loved it. Oh, there was another one that I watched. I think it was on Netflix. I think it was called The Lunchbox. It was not a musical, but it was an Indian movie. And that was so good. Highly recommend it. It's not, it was just a really great story. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this little, I'm pointing at my screen. I'm going to do this little part that's over here. And then probably park below. This is my idea. Because that whole section, I'll need more than one thread anyway. So I'll split it in half. I think tonight during Yogi stream, I'll do some white. If I can see it, it'll be later. But I will say this light that I have behind my hoop is really helping. Because it's definitely lighting up my hoop as well. So it even as much as it's helping you guys to see better, it's helping me to see better, which is nice. I'm pretty happy about that. Not that I can talk. What's going on with my mouth? This is where you need the ballpoint needle. When you're doing a lot of block stitching, the ballpoint needle goes faster because it doesn't pierce the threads. It's easier to find the hole. I just use those other ones often because they're convenient to have a lot of them, and I can just have a bunch of them threaded. When I was doing the Haid Sal last year, I would do a selection box. I can't talk, and I would go through and thread needles for all the colors in those selection boxes, and they'd be ready for when I start to stitch, and then it would be faster. I don't really do that much anymore. But that was all tent stitch, and pull that down. There we go. Okay, so I think this one, I'm gonna put it over here. 1, 2, 3, and just leave that for now. Ooh, that looks pretty good. Because yeah, I think that's what I want to do. Oh, yeah, I have another stitch here. I did that one. Because there's other stitches that are kind of in there, and I think I will do those first. And so here, my idea is part of me thinks that I would just take the box away and just stitch back and forth. I might do that. And just do these, I would split it up a little bit. But I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, I'll show you guys in a circle. I'll do like that kind of thing. Maybe. Yeah. Sort of, that's the idea I have to do that. Lizzie said, one series I've avoided like the plays is Bridgerton. Oh, no. I watched the maybe 1 or 2 episodes, and I was like, oh, I couldn't watch it. But that's because I'm used to Jane Austen. I'm used to the books, Jane Austen books, and the movies, and Bridgerton was like, the costumes just look horrible. They looked cheap, and I was like, no, can't watch it. I do wish that they would do some, I would love to see some movies from, what's her name? The person who wrote modern-ish, what's her name? Who did the Grand Sophie? We talked about this the other day. Lizzie, you should know. You know who that is. What's her name? Damn it, I can't remember now. I just pulled one of the long threads out. Oh well. Anyway, I do wish that some of those books would be made into books, are made into movies. I think that would be really fun. Like the Grand Sophie. I love the Grand Sophie. What's her name? Do you know that she also, not that I can remember her name, but that's so weird. Why can't I remember her damn name? But she wrote detective novels first. So she had I can't remember her name. I know Lizzie knows. You said it the other day. Well, maybe not the other day, but I left this thread really long. It might be a bit too long. Yeah, it is. What's her name? Oh, well, anyway, I read about 2 or 3 years ago, I read all of her books, all one after another, and they were so good. Highly recommend if I could actually remember her name. And I know Lizzie knows. She'll say it. She said it before. I don't know her name. Yeah. I don't know. Ay. That is how it is sometimes. Okay, and here. This is way too long. Georgia Heyer. Yes, thank you. God, why do I keep forgetting her name? I just cannot suspend my disbelief enough to believe in men and women of African descent being lords and dukes, especially when you know lords and dukes did to, yeah, I know But
I can't do it.
that part of it does not bother me. I actually liked that part of it. I think that there's it. We know that it's fiction, and to me, that's not an issue. They did that with the newish. What's it called? It was horrible. God, what's her name? Oh God, it was so bad. I was so angry. It was so bad. It was a Jane Austen movie. God, why can't I remember anything? Dakota, whatever her name is, was in it. It was horrible, and it was horrible because she was horrible. It wasn't because the other actors. I loved the diversity. Honestly, I loved the diversity. I thought it was there. I had no issues with that. So that's not my issues with the Bridgerton was the costumes were horrible. Nobody would have worn stuff like that, and the raunchiness I think was. I mean, I don't mind sex and stuff like that, not at all. But I think that it was overdone, and it just made it feel like a weird porno that soft core kind of thing. Persuasion, yes, you're right. God, I don't know what's wrong with my freaking head today. I can't remember anything. That was horrible. Oh, I had to watch one of the older Persuasions to get over it. I wanted it to be so good. I was so excited it was coming out. The 20, I think it was 2020 Emma. The first watch of it, I was kind of like, I wasn't sure, but that one is really beautiful. It's really well done. It just took me a while to get used to it. But yeah, Persuasion. That was just wrong. They could have done better. They should have done better. But they were trying to give it because Bridgerton was already out. They were trying to give it the Bridgerton effect, and it just didn't work. That is not how Jane Austen is. So yeah. And there's another one. The actresses in the older Persuasion movies, they were definitely too old too. That's definitely an issue with a lot of these movies. Did it bother me? No, I didn't care. I love those movies anyway. But yeah, they were way too old. But I still love them. Still, like, I would still watch. Oh, I turned that off. I was like, wait a minute. I don't have a. Oh, wait, I don't. Hold on a second. Let me fix this. I don't need that. I still watch them, Well, I did until the computer ate everything. I have to get Fred to put them on his Plex. I own them. I just can't watch them because I don't have a DVD player. So has anybody seen Wives and Daughters or North and South? The Elizabeth Gaskell adaptations. Those were I just went over two squares. Those were so good. Those were great movies. I love North and South. Oh, that reminds me. I want to watch that again. I don't watch TV very much anymore because my TV sucks down the electricity.
Um,
I watched it recently. I have not gone near that version of Persuasion. No, no. Yeah, yeah. I am kind of worried about that one as well. The Pride and Prejudice for Netflix. The D.W. Bridgerton inspired episode was good though. Oh yeah, yeah, that was good. I did. Oh, I loved that one. Doctor Who. It was interesting how they did a fourth wall concept, but it was kind of too much. Yeah, exactly. I have not seen either, but I keep meaning to read the books. The books are superb. So, in my opinion, Elizabeth Gaskell, her writing it's so clear and just so like not to knock Jane Austen because I love Jane Austen, but her writing is not for everybody. You know, it's this is why the movies do so well because a lot of people can't get through the books. They're a bit harder to understand. I think her writing's brilliant. But where Jane Austen's writing is complex and there's a lot of nuance and meaning, Elizabeth Gaskell is clear, concise. It just flows really well. Super, just it's enjoyable to read. You know, she was not a contemporary of Jane Austen, but she's a little bit later. So her writings were more in the Romantic era, a little bit later than not Edwardian, Regency. She also was, if I remember right, she was the biographic author of the Brontes. So she was knowledgeable of them, but her books were just OMG, so good. I think I read North and South in like one day. It was just like, I love to read. Well, I don't read that much anymore, but when I read, I like suck down books usually. It's like I will read until I'm done. And the Elizabeth Gaskell ones they were so good. Just chef's kiss. Highly recommend. So if you haven't read them, you should. They're just and the North and South miniseries, just the actors, everyone was so good in it. I'm like, love it. Wives and Daughters, also, everyone was so good. Yeah.
Turn your computer back on.
Yeah, you can turn your computer on, baby.
No, I did.
You did. Yeah, I haven't watched those in so long. I actually feel like it. I'm like, ooh, I want to see that movie again or the series. They're both series. Let's see. You've not seen the other, but keep meaning to read the books. Perhaps we can have book club on Discord. Yeah, exactly. I told Fred to set one up.
I didn't want to spend
I think Jane Austen was a genius. Yes, she was definitely a genius. Her writing was so. It was so like ahead of her time. She was writing about, what women were going through and I think it's an important,
Come on.
it's important, Nobody's learned from it, really, obviously. In my opinion, no one's learned from this stuff. They should have already. But as I said, for the everyday person who maybe doesn't read, maybe somebody who reads Bridgerton might struggle with a Jane Austen book. They would probably do really well with a Elizabeth Gaskell book. I'm, as I said, I love to read. Well, I hardly read anymore, but I remember reading the Twilight series, and I was just like, "What is this trash?" I was like, "Man, this is so bad." It's like you're looking at somebody who it was just so bad, and it's not that the story was bad; it was the writing that just was like nails on chalkboard for me. And I read them because everyone was reading them, and it was like a train wreck. The whole series. I read the whole series thinking, "What am I doing with my life?" And it was the same with the Hunger Games. I felt the same about the Hunger Games. It's like, I kept reading them and I kept thinking, this writer is not very good. But I'm a little bit picky. But then I read Harlequin romances when I was a kid, so I guess I shouldn't I shouldn't be so picky. Woo. Let's see. That was a lot of stitches there. Woohoo. Okay. Well, I think that diagonal is done anyway. Yep, it's done. So let's see. It's 6:30 now. My butt is getting tired. And Lizzie says, I write some Jane Austen fan fiction and read a heck of a lot more. Yeah. I definitely, yeah. I'm watching myself try to pick up threads. That's fun. Yeah. Oi, I just hit my lamp. So my booty's getting a little tired and my kid wants to eat. I want to stitch more. I'm loving this. What do you guys think? Does this look good or not? I'm like, ooh, yeah. But it's like part of me wants to keep stitching on the blue. Probably will. Melon says, Lizzie, what do you think about fan fiction authors publishing their fan fictions but with different names? I think some fan fiction is okay. But like I'm not saying yours because I don't have any idea how yours is, but a lot of fan fiction is not very good. The ones I've read anyway. Okay, let's do some more. I don't like this blue is just calling me. Let's see. Let's do that. Oh, I love this blue. And I'm trying to get my... Yeah. Okay, so I'll go for a little longer just because I still want to stitch. And I'm actually finding this discussion really fun. As I said, I love books. I actually wanted to be a librarian. I started studying to be a librarian and I found weaving. And once I started weaving, I ignored all my classes. It was so bad. I was in college and I was like studying really hard and everything. And then I found weaving, and I kept not going to class because I'd go to the weaving room and go and weave instead. So I failed all my classes because I was obsessed with weaving. Yeah, so my librarian dreams went away. I did get accepted to university. I was supposed to go to university, but that was around the time when stuff was in the late 80s where stuff was changing, and there was no money for it. They made it so difficult for us to go to school. And so I didn't go, unfortunately, which is too bad because I would have liked to have gone to college or gone to university. I did go to college. I just didn't finish because I found weaving. I was obsessed. Oh, I missed a stitch. Yeah, that's okay. I'll go back and do it. I will say one thing about the diagonals is sometimes you can lose your place quite easily if you're not careful. I don't have a lot of thread left on this. I do not think I'm gonna make it. Oops. Oh, me. Oh, yeah, maybe. I'm gonna switch needles though, because the other ones are shorter. Let's see. It depends. If it's something current, then it's definitely no. But if it's published fan fiction from a classic, I'd say the more the merrier. I know The Alchemist sprung from HP. The Alchemist. Okay, the first time I was in college, the internet started becoming a thing. Needless to say, college didn't work for me. Yeah, that was the other thing. One of my ex-boyfriends was a computer nerd, and that was like just starting out, and he taught me to play like NetHack or something like that, and I was obsessed with it. Yeah, so I spent way too much time there instead of studying. Lizzie says, I would not publish my fan fiction of Harry Potter. I'm guessing that's Harry Potter or Chronicles of Narnia, but if they're out of copyright like Jane Austen, Charles Dickens, and yeah, I agree. Can you sew some of your weaves? Yeah, I can actually. Well, I'm like, do I have anything close by? No, I don't have anything close by. Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I have a dish towel right here. I have it covering my... Hold on a second. Let me move my lamp. This I wove in college. Well, not in college. I went to a weaving college. And this is done on a 6-shaft loom. I wove the band. Let's see. I can't tell. Let me zoom out a little bit. Oh, that's in. It's like pinch or pull. I don't know if you can see that or not. And it's got a little band woven band. Here in Sweden, they don't use towel racks. They use hooks and little, to hang up towels. So this was, I made 4 of these. I think it's 100% linen. It's a houndstooth pattern. That was, I wasn't in Sweden very long. It was like 2003. So I was still pretty American. I'm like trying to get the right lighting. I don't know if you guys can see that. It was a complex weave actually because it's linen, and I hate weaving with linen, to be honest. It's the worst. you have to be really, really careful when you weave with linen because it's really, well, linen isn't fragile, but it doesn't stretch. So then you have issues because it doesn't stretch. So then when you're weaving, it can be you can be a little bit too rough, and then it snaps off. It's just, yeah, I hate it. I'm also allergic to linen, so it was really difficult because it makes a lot of dust. Linen makes a lot of dust, and I have asthma, pretty bad asthma, and so when I was doing the weaving course, I had a really hard time breathing because everyone was weaving with linen, and I had to sit at the window and have the window open so I could breathe because I couldn't breathe in that. So let's see. I think the modern. Okay, I meant it's good on them that they get book deals. Okay. Wow, that pattern is nice. So nice. Very pretty. Wow, beautiful. Do you do mostly patterns or do you design like pictures or paintings? Oh no, I hate doing that stuff. Ugh. Uh, I do. I do mostly traditional weaving. I've actually woven a whole. I here in Sweden. It's also in Norway. Norway is super into. That's not right. Wait. Okay, no, that's right. I'm like, what am I doing? Norway and Sweden, they have folk costumes. Everyone, a lot of people have their own folk costumes. In Norway, especially, everyone has a folk costume, and folk costumes are usually from the area they're from. I'm just doing this as to end the stitch, and so when I was going to the weaving the folk school, which is People's College. It's like adult education, higher, like you go there a lot of times, like Alex will go there eventually. It's meant for people who are more it's a dual purpose. So like nurses will go there and go to school there. When you are learning Swedish, you go to folkhögskola. Textile, things like that, you go there. It's more of a, whoops, hold on. I just moved. It's more of a, it's a folk college. Yeah. Okay. It's not like a community college, I guess. Actually, you could call it sort of a community college, but not quite. But anyway, that's where I went to my when I did weaving, and oh, there's my goal. That's okay. I think this moved somewhere. This got moved around a little bit. Okay. So anyway, what was I saying? I don't even remember. Oh no! So I learned all about techniques and things like that, and I know. I was like, where was I going with this? So that particular folk school. So it's a folk high school. Nah, not really. It's its own thing. It's like there is some vocational trade school, but it's also like, yeah, it's different. It's weird. Like my son's assistant, her son goes there, and he's studying like something to do with video games. It's not like a college. It's not a college or a university. it's sort of like somewhere in between. So I guess it would be sort of like community college. You know, you could call it a community college, but it's a little bit more laid back. Well, anyway, the folk school that I was going to was attached to a heritage village, which is called a Hembigsgården. It doesn't really translate, but it's essentially a little time capsule of a Swedish village. So they often will bring old cottages in, old tools, old buildings, you know, stuff like that, and they'll put them together. They'll compose a little village that people can. They usually have like music. They have dances, like midsummer. They'll have like a little celebration. It's a really great place. I love Hembigsgården, and almost every community has one. So we have one just down the street. So the one that was across the street from this college that I was going to, one of the old rector, so that one of the old headmasters, I guess you would call it rector, principal, not really principal, is more of a headmaster. You know what I mean? Like somebody who ran the college. I guess we'll just call it a college because, you know, that's pretty much what it is. His wife was super interested in folk costumes. And so this was like the 1920s. And so what she did was she traveled to all the little villages in Gästrikland, which is where Gävle is, where I lived when I first moved here. Gästrikland is like, it's sort of like a county. It's like it's like its own little. You would call it a county, but it's a little bit bigger than that, I guess. Anyway, it's like where I live now. It's called Warmland or Varmland, and that's the lan I live in, which is, yeah, it's really hard to explain. It's not quite a county, but it's not quite a state. You know what I mean? They have their own governments, and it's quite interesting. So this woman was super interested in folk costumes, and she traveled all over Gästrikland, going to all these really tiny villages and getting samples of different folk costumes, different clothing, because Gävle is the town, it's the major city in Gästrikland, and in Gävle they didn't, because it was a city, they didn't have folk costumes, if you understand. So like Stockholm proper wouldn't have a folk direct or folk costume, but the little tiny communities around it would. And it was the same with Gävle, Gävle. So yes, okay. So then Gävleborg. Okay, so now let's go back this. Gävleborg was the county. Gästrikland is sort of the state, but it's smaller than a state. But I was like, wait a minute, I forgot it. Forgot. But this woman, she went around everywhere and got all these bits and pieces of costumes from all over. And they were stored across the street from the school I went to. Can you imagine the history? I was just like in awe. Hand woven stuff, everything hand stitched, handmade, and just like beautiful. So yeah, I spent a lot of time looking at hand done stuff. It was It was so awesome. Yeah, it was a really good experience. I learned so much, but it was really difficult because I could hardly speak Swedish. So there was that. So, it's like oh, I haven't used this color yet. Oh, maybe I have. No, I have. I was going to say I haven't used this color, but there's a knot in it, so I must have. But anyway, that was a little side. So I became really super interested in folk costumes because of that. So I have a little tiny small library of folk costume books. There's not a lot written. Before that woman, and I can't remember her name now, unfortunately, before she had done all of this research, there was, everybody, it was all handed down. So there was no writing about it, so she like cataloged and just had so much information. So then there was also, during that time, there was a revitalization of national dress. So people were like, like I said, Yavla didn't have folk costumes, but people were like, I want a folk costume. I want to be able to wear a folk costume because they were really pretty. If you're interested in seeing any of that, it's so awesome. I'll find some links and I'll put some links in Discord later because some of the folk costumes are epic. They are so good. I actually am in a folk costume group on Facebook, and I mean I don't look at it very often because there is such a jealousy factor. These costumes are so beautiful, and in Norway they're even more serious about it. So the people, when they get married, confirmation, holidays, they always wear their folk costumes. Norway has some of the best folk costumes. It's just amazing. Definitely, there's a lot of really good stuff to follow on Instagram about folk costumes. And they're all handmade. You can't just go to the store and buy it. So it's all hand woven, hand sewn. So anyway, well, when you go to this weaving or folk school the weaving class course that I did, you have to do a what do you call it? You have to do an in-depth thing of in-depth study of something. And like one person was like, she did one on coal mines, because pertaining to art in Sweden, the the mines that were used is where the famous red from Sweden, like the red houses, comes from Falurud. It is a specific byproduct of mining. So she did that because it does pertain to art. And Lizzie says, I'm going to go now, interested in seeing the full costume or traditional dress of Sweden. See you later on Yogi's Live, hopefully. I'll see you later. Sorry about me just like muttering on. I love folk costumes. Okay, this one I'm going to do together. But anyway, so mine was folk costumes. So I went to my local Hembigsgården, or Heritage Museum Village, where I lived. I lived about half an hour from the college, and I don't have that color on here. I'm looking on my board, and so I learned all about the local costume from where I lived, and I did a whole thing on it, plus did the weaving. I wove the items for it. 3849. So yeah, it was interesting. It was a really cool thing. Tracy, oh, welcome, Tracy. We have traditional regalia in my culture. I'm indigenous, okay, and so similar to folk custom in our style. Yep, I know. I am from the United States. I grew up believing that I was part Native. Now I believe that that's not the case. But my Nana was pretty active. She had friends in the Native community, so we used to do a lot of stuff. We traveled to New Mexico and did some stuff down there. But I'm pretty sure we're not Native American anymore. My aunt had her DNA tested, and after doing a little bit of research, I do not believe that is the case anymore, because there was none in her DNA. And there would have been if it was the case, because supposedly it wasn't that far back. But anyway, needless to say, yeah. So, but where is which nation do you belong to, or are you part of? Where am I? Is it? It's not nation though, is it? In the States, I know First Nation is Canada. I mean, we used to call it tribes, but we don't try not to be talk like colonizers. Okay, I'm gonna stitch for about 10 more minutes. I think it's almost 7. It's hard to tell because it's getting so light these days here in Sweden. So I'm like, it feels like it's noon. Yeah, okay. And I am going to end this thread. So here's that. It's kind of weird because my dad said that we were one of the from Washington. I can't remember what the name of it was now, but I kind of don't think that's the case. After my aunt did her DNA, so I don't know. I was raised to believe that I was. I'm blonde haired, blue eyed, but blonde haired, hazel eyed. But my dad looks native. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird to grow up like that. And, oh, I don't know how to say that. Where is that from? My community is called Hoyston. Hoyston? Statmic? I do think it's super interesting though. I love culture, and I was really into cultural anthropology, which is it's probably why I honed in on a lot of things here in Sweden, learning about things, just interested. I'm interested in a lot of stuff. There's only one of these color here. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, my leg's starting to hurt. What the heck? I've been sitting too long. I don't usually, when I'm sitting at home by myself, just stitching, I don't usually sit in one place for 3 hours, which is kind of bad. I probably shouldn't do that. I probably should get up more often. But, I'm enjoying this. I'm really excited, and I didn't actually think that I'd be able to do this. I didn't think it would work. I thought when I first started trying to stream, I was like, this is trash. What am I doing? Stad Imic. Cool. I was from Marin in California near San Francisco, and there's a lot of Miwok. Miwok was big community there. There was still a little bit of stuff. I actually don't even know. I don't know anything anymore. Okay. Yeah, I think I've did pretty good. 255 stitches. And it took me 3 hours to do 215, but I've been talking a lot. It's fun. We're all talking. Oh, my stomach just was like, you're hungry. So anyway, gotta spin the wheel. Are you guys interested in that? Is that something we should continue doing? I think it's kind of fun. Let me put the big screen on. Is that it? Yeah. Okay. He fell asleep. Okay, see you later, Laura. So I'll spin the wheel. I did coffee break today a little bit earlier. I think I'm going to try to finish the the little border I was working on. So I still have my non-full coverage, and spin that. Spirited Away. I didn't work on that last time I spun it. Okay, so Spirited Away. Maybe it'll be a double featured Studio Ghibli. Okay, so now let's see, make sure okay. Let's see what we get here. Sleeping Kittens. So it's Sleeping Kittens or Spirited Away. Okay, so I'll put a poll on the Discord, and could only make it for 8 hours or 24 hours. So I'm just going to make it 8 hours. So if you want to vote early, and I'll put that up on Discord when I finish making the kids some food. Oh yeah, I gotta hide that. Okay, so yeah. So anyway, and tomorrow's Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay, so yeah, you guys choose on that, because it also dimensions Sal. But yeah, I don't really need to work on that. I don't really feel like working on that. So is Spirited Away or Sleeping Kittens? And let's see. Let me close this real quick and I'll show you. I think I have Sleeping Kittens here still. No, I don't. Never mind. Anyway, I'll post pictures in Discord. So anyway, I will let you all go and see you all tonight at Yogi's. Let's see, how many stitches did I say I did? I did, wait, 255. It's not too bad, you know. And I'm almost near my rounded number, so that's okay. I might work on it tonight though, because I could do some, wait, I keep knocking shit around. I can do some of this white up at the top and get some of it done. But I'm loving this. Isn't that super? That blue is awesome. Anyway, I'm going to go so I can feed my kid and see you guys tonight at Yogi's. And have fun on Discord. You know, if you have any ideas, let us know and we'll try to see what we can do. And see you all later. Bye for now.